Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody doing on a Thursday? How we doing? Hold on, I want to adjust my mic a little bit. I feel like it's not in a great position. All right, so everybody, it's Thursday, and I was getting ready for things earlier, for life earlier this day, and I made a mistake. I'm gonna have to show you guys. You'll this be pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious to me. My mistake. Before I took my shower today, I was shaving and I messed up. So I have a pretty egregious mess up on my face. We're gonna pretend it's not there all stream. The only people who will know what's going on and I'll ever say anything about my beard to are who's here right now. So if you're not here right now, did I turn off the AC? I always do this before stream. Tethered. I need to make sure the AC's on here before I start streaming. Also, Seth, welcome on in. I saw you there in chat earlier. Howdy. I think I said howdy in the text chat as well. So, how's it going on a Thursday? This is the first time I'm doing a stream on a Thursday saying, this is my schedule. Look at me. I'm going to be live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. And I actually went live a little earlier today because you know what they always say is it's like it just, it's like this is my first week on the job and they say it's really good to get there on time. It's not a job necessarily. This is just, I love streaming so much. And it's not like when I say like this is what I want to do and I want to like put all my, it's because it's because I can, and it's not because I'm putting like this is going to be like, oh, I'm putting my my whole everything about me, like that is gonna ride on this. This is just, I want to take this more seriously because I have the time. I know I can. I'm gonna be able to dedicate at least 2 fucking days a week, like 6 hours, probably 6 to 8 hours is what it seems like I'm probably going to be dedicating to on-stream time. And then I have some music stuff I want to do. I've been looking at some other ventures that I could possibly get going here within the next couple of weeks. There's things are looking out. I know my friend has some more long-term plans I might be able to help him out with in the future, because my specific skill set, knowing how to like mic stuff and do cabling that I learned and like do recording studio stuff, might actually be useful in the future. Who knows? It's kind of wild to realize that some of the skills that I've learned, and like I have a lot of random skills that I learned in college, that I learned from volunteering, that we're doing dance recitals for my mom. I used to, cause like I was going through this. I actually yesterday. So let me rewind a little bit, because the first thing I did was like, hey, look, I fucked up my beard, and I just started talking random. Let's rewind a little bit to, hi, how's it going, everybody? Welcome on into the creamery. Welcome on into Kai Will stream. Yeah, so since the last time I streamed, which was Tuesday, I've been fucking chilling. What can I say? I've actually been like, I say I've been chilling because yesterday seemed like such a relaxing day, even though I got a lot done. And then today I also feel like I got a lot done, but also it was like a relaxing day. So yesterday I tried to take care of some stuff with, the state. I've been dealing with them for so long with my divorce. I had health insurance and food stamps, and then because of the divorce, I had to wait until Lauren was had taken me off of her stuff with Michigan because where she moved, and it was a whole bunch of stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm still dealing with it right now, and that was kind of how my day started yesterday. It was like a little bit of frustration, but then I was like, all right, well, what can we do? What can we actually do right now that will be more productive for my situation? Kind of focus on something that will make be good for me. And so I finally applied for volunteering at a music festival that happens here in September. And I think this year it's September 24th to the 29th or 25th to the 29th, I want to say. And I've always wanted to volunteer at a music festival, because I think it would be really cool to just have that experience. Plus they normally give you free admission to the music festival when you volunteer. And this one, it's 3 5-hour shifts of volunteering at any of the different given locations they have. You could be working as doing prep work in the kitchen, maybe cleaning the kitchen, doing dishes, whatever. I'm like, oh, cool. Guiding people for traffic, taking tickets, handling point of sale stuff, all sorts of things that I've done all throughout my life. And this could be a good window in, an opportunity to maybe get into some event production stuff, which is where I really would like to be getting into in my life, is live production stuff. Obviously, helping set up live shows, doing my own shows, obviously, as well. But, being somebody who knows how to do live sound and audio engineering and stuff like that, because that's what I fucking love. And when I was talking with my buddy on Monday, I was telling him yeah, I love being in a studio setting and being able to all right, let's mic your guitar amp this way, and then let's mic it up here, and then down here let's put a mic on your hands, so on the neck of the guitar, so we can get the sound of your fingers sliding on the strings, and maybe add that to everything. Or maybe you don't. I don't know if people actually do know what the fuck I'm talking about when I start talking about music stuff like this. Maybe switching out a mic that has a different frequency response curve, so that you're getting different a different sound and a different tone out of the different mics that you're using to record the different instruments. So much cool shit that you can fucking do. And when I'm talking all of that, my buddy goes oh, you're an audio engineer nerd. You go hardcore. Because he went more, when he did go to school for music production, but I think his was more focused on electronic music production with Ableton, which is where I'm at now. But when I was in school, it was full fucking sound, studio, mastering board, hooked up to Pro Tools, and There's a different kind of vibe, and so I could do both a little bit. Like I probably have to, like mess around in like a studio again if I really was gonna use a whole mixing board with Pro Tools and everything. But yeah, and then this is huge. I don't even think I've told many people this yet because it's still kind of sinking in a little bit. So last night, after I got done with what the fuck was I just talking about that I did yesterday? Oh yeah, applying for Big Fam and everything. I did like that kind of stuff. I made the Kai Will page. I'm trying to chill out as much as I can. I did this. You guys want to see a cool thing I did in chat right here? Boom! Exclamation point VODs. Now it gives you a link to my VODs channel. So anybody out there, please, please, if you really want to support the channel here and help me grow or help the community grow, not help me grow, help us grow, so we can get more folks in here chitting and chatting and sharing their stories and talking with us. And I think my goal is I've been thinking, like, we did do a charity stream. We did the Gamers for Giving, but I only did one day. Really, I feel like I think I've tried to do another day, but I was like, I had it running, but I never really finished it out as much. And so that was because it was very off the cuff. I was like, oh, we're just gonna go for it, and I didn't really plan it as much as I probably should have, or plan it out or think about going into it with a lot of measures like food and stuff like that. I wasn't really thinking ahead. I also think, if I remember correctly, it was when Lauren came back into town, and that was not something I was planning on having happen at the same time as doing it. So it was a little bit weird. So I want to do another charity event in the fall is what I'm thinking. Fall or early winter, like late fall, early winter. I know some of the folks do in the rec station end up doing the Extra Life thing. So that's a possible thing I was looking at. But then I have also always wanted to do something related for Alzheimer's research or like something like that, because I was reading about it last night and seeing that it's like the leading cause of dementia is Alzheimer's, because it's a neurodegenerative brain disease. And so, they still don't know as much about it as they wish they did. And that's actually what my grandmother on my mom's side passed away from when I was like 11. I want to say 11 or 12. Was Alzheimer's, and it's definitely something to experience and go through as a young child. And then like looking back at it and understanding like how important it is to have a memory like later in your life and all this kind of stuff. It's very interesting. It's very interesting to be like, all right, what exactly is happening with this, and maybe supporting that or like a charity that's like raising money for a charity that supports research into that. I think would be really cool. So yeah, there's like a lot. There's like that's an idea for the future right there. Memories are great. They are. I like having good memories. Seth, how you doing this evening? 6 p.m. on a Thursday. Well, for me it's 6:15 exact. Well, it just switched to 6:16 as I said that. Why would I say that? Why would I say what a specific time is? Because time is always irrelevant. I was gonna say changing, but then I decided to say irrelevant. It's not irrelevant if you live on Earth as a human being. Doing good. I'm glad to hear that. I am also doing good. I'd say borderline great today. Yesterday was actually like great. Like I don't know. I had some energy yesterday. Just some motivation, some sort of inspiration, like a mixture of both. Just really good energy. I felt like, and one of the things I was trying to identify within myself too is just that, like, man, I really hold myself back because I'm afraid of whatever it is. A lot of the times I'm realizing it's like I'm afraid of what other people will think. Like a big thing I think that would keep me, even in the past, from being like, let's go all out and really dedicate to streaming. Like, let's have a schedule, let's let's do the thing. Let's have streams. Like you know, let's make sure they last 3 to 4 hours. Like I don't even have to make sure that they last that. I know that you guys, if I needed to do a 2-hour stream because I wasn't feeling like up to it one day, or if I needed to cancel streams, most people on Twitch, I've realized, are fucking understanding as fuck. Even if you don't say anything, if the next time you come on, you say something, boom. Like, I've taken 3-month breaks where I barely said anything to my community, and when I come back, it's like no time passed. So I know that even if this does, if something does happen where I have to miss a week of stream or 2, I know it's going to be fine, because I know this is what I've wanted. I've wanted, like, you know, to be like, this is what I want to be doing every day, or not every day. I'm going to be doing it at least 2 days a week now. I'm like, the goal is to get to 3 days, I think, by the end of the year, right? So maybe by Q3, we're at 3 days. Yeah, we're almost in Q3, aren't we? Fuck. So not that, because I think the Q2 ends like tomorrow or so. No, okay, we're on the 26th. Realizing how much I actually hate Windows after experimenting with Linux. It feels restrictive. It is restrictive. Biggest fear for anyone, I think, is the fear of the unknown. Yeah, the unknown, like, and like, there's so many unknowns when you want to like throw yourself full throttle into anything. And so, like, wanting to throw myself full throttle into music and streaming, which are two things where it's like and it's like, but the other thing is realizing I have to put my own God, what's the word I'm looking for? Create my own definition for success within these realms, because there are so many things that say this is what it means to be a successful streamer, this is what it means to be a successful musician, this is what it means to be successful as a content creator, as an entertainer, whatever these things are. But that's just what society is saying is a successful version of whatever it is I'm trying to be a successful version of for myself. If my successful version of being a streamer is having a community where I can go live and there's people in chat and I can talk to them, and then when I do charity streams, we can raise, like, you know, a little bit of money to go towards a good cause, then I'm a successful streamer already. And I, like, you know, like, by all those metrics, you know, I have to create my own metrics for what makes a successful streamer. Breaks are important. Physical and especially mental health is paramount. Yes, absolutely. That's why I'm like, I'm with streaming, especially, I think a lot of people put an emphasis. This is from my perspective. Also, hello, Maldad. Welcome on in. Says hello, lurking at work. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a good work and lurk. I appreciate you having me on while you're at work. Hope that's going well. If there were a playbook to success in any field, someone would be selling it everywhere. Absolutely. Success is subjective to the individual and their goals. Yep, exactly. Yep, you put what I just said in, like, I feel like a very long-winded way. You put much more succinctly. I like that. So, yeah, exactly. It's subjective to what you want as success. But everybody wants to have a comparison. Like, what makes me successful? Like, what is success? And, you know, I think everybody's heard the, you know, like, the old adage or whatever, you know, like, comparison is the killer of happiness or joy or whatever. Feel free to quote that. That's a good one. If there's a playbook to success, I like subjective to the individual and their goals. Absolutely. I like that a lot. I had another quote I heard. I was in a YouTube video, and it was, I thought was this the one? Did I hear this yesterday or the day before? It might have been the day before. I don't know if I said this on stream. I might have heard this yesterday. I'd have to go check my notes in the day, at which day I heard it, but I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. I watched a YouTube video, and in it was talking about, like, overcoming trauma, and part of what it is like how a lot of people will hold on to their trauma and use it as kind of an identifier. Like, I've had this trauma, and now I am depressed, bipolar, anxious, instead of it, you know, it's the reason I do these things. And it can be, like, the reason you were doing them while the trauma was existing. And obviously, I'm not saying you have to snap out of it immediately, but if you're past that and it's not currently happening, it is a good idea to probably unwork that out of your brain. And obviously, this is me saying it. I have a bunch of time. I have a bunch of resources to be able to do this. A lot of people have jobs that kids and stuff that come up that make it so that they don't have the time or the resources to be able to just be like, oh, fuck, I can't get out. They're going from survival mode to survival mode, from trauma to trauma, and not being able to heal fully from the last trauma that they had before they're experiencing another one. And then they're having to relearn how to live in a different type of trauma, and then they're living and so you're at some points you're actually kind of, I feel like, healing from 6 or 7 different kinds of things that happened to you throughout your prior life. And so I'm very lucky, and I have to I want to put that off as a preface here before I go in any further. I'm very lucky at this point to be able to recognize hey, this is stuff that I'm doing because it was a pattern and it felt comfortable, and I need to stop doing that because it's just going to make it so that I keep on feeling like I am this victim. I was a victim at one point, but I don't need to keep on acting like I am one just because it happened before. That'll be 1 cent per use. Oh gosh, it has fucking fees. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was going to have royalties on it. Toga Man, welcome on in. How's it going? Been super duper busy and missed a lot of streams. Wanted to stop by to say I'm happy to see you streaming more. Thank you for saying that. I'm happy to be streaming more, Toga Man. I'm glad to see you here. Nice to have a, and no worries about if you miss no royalties. Yeah. If you miss streams, absolutely no worries. I'll say it again while I have people here, and I just put this in chat. You might still see it in chat. All of my streams from this year are on my YouTube channel, the Kaiwil VODs YouTube channel, not my main Kaiwil channel. That one is still not doing anything currently, but I do have ideas for things I want to do with that as well. I'm thinking there might be little Monday videos that are 10 to 15 minutes of me just kind of yapping about maybe a particular topic. My original thought was, my roommate and I, Joel, we have a lot of conversations, and I thought it might be fun to just take particular things that we talk about in those conversations and maybe jot notes down about it and kind of yap about it for 10 to 15 minutes or however long I'm feeling, edit that up, and then maybe throw it on YouTube as just hey, here's my thoughts about this topic. Talk about whether or not you think I'm a fucking idiot in the comments below. Back to taking care of the kiddos, but no, your content helps me every day. Oh man, thank you every day. I'm glad that that actually. Thank you for saying that. I just do this because I'm fucking love being goofy. But if it actually helps people too, that's fucking cool. Shit. I just like being a fucking weirdo. I had some very weird. I shouldn't say weird, but just very I want to say strange, but just they kind of are out of the ordinary interactions recently, or at least one. The one particular one I'll talk about in a second. I want to drink some water. People all the time, success is subjective to you and your goals and passions. Yes. You create your own definition for success. You have to, because how are you gonna go by anybody else's definition of what makes you successful? Is what they think would make you successful if they were you, not what makes you successful. Because yes, don't worry about numbers. Live streaming is a bit odd when there's no one in chat, but so can offline recording. Yeah, I used to do if anybody ever goes back and watches and looks through the Kaiwil YouTube channel, there is a very strange not amalgamation, kind of a cornucopia, a smorgasbord of different things. I had a Let's Play phase over there. There was one where I did what I'm just talking about, kind of talking to the camera, years ago, called Kaiwil's Closet, back when I filmed everything in a closet. And that was just me sitting in front of a camera and talking, and then, editing the takes together to make it seem like a cohesive thing, which, I like to do. I went to school for it, for fuck's sake. And really with numbers, I don't even know how many people are viewing me at any given time. Realistically, I hardly ever look at who's in my chat. Like, I might look at who's in chat, like, here and there at the beginning of a stream and be like, all right, who might be lurking? But as stream goes on, I kind of lose, like, I'm like, why would I even think about that? I have my viewer count hidden when I do check on Stream Manager, so I have no idea how many people are watching me. Content creation is rough. Yes, it really, content creation is rough. I've had many times where this has been kind of my attitude, where I'm like, I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna push, and I'm gonna do it, and you know, a lot of the times, something in life might come up where it's like, I can't do this anymore. That's not possible. But at this point where I am confident I can get through those things, because it's happened time and time again, and I'm sick and tired of using excuses to not follow my fucking dreams. So I'm like, you know, like, if something does come up, we're gonna get through it, and I'm still gonna be doing this, and I'm still gonna be moving forward, and we're still gonna be doing, like, you know, Twitch and music are the two things, you know. It's doing Twitch, and then having, so the way I've decided in my head to do it is to have my Tuesday through Thursdays be my dedicated creation or creative days where I'm not gonna like have like, oh, I need to be in the office working on music from 10 to 2. It's just that in those days, that's what, if I have the inspiration or whatever, that's the one I'm gonna sit down and record. I'll start like mixing whatever I need to do for my stuff. And then Mondays and Fridays are other ventures outside of my creative stuff that I also kind of want to do things with. That's maybe a little bit different than just, you know, making music and doing streaming, but have dedicated days for those. And then on the outside, kind of have do my other shit. And then, you know, it also gives me time to kind of within those days be able to work and on myself, do my mental health stuff. Oh, if I need 5-10 minutes to do meditation, let's do some meditation. You know, because meditation, even like whatever meditation, and that's another thing. I think a lot of people try to focus on like head empty meditation, but there's so many different like ways you can meditate if you like really look into it. Yes, in terms of YouTube, I'm not consistent. My last upload was probably 6 months ago. Oh, in terms of YouTube, yeah, YouTube is hard. You have to be very consistent. You have to be like on top of shit. And like a lot of things, like if you wanted to make it like you're like, oh, I want to make money and make them have this, like, then that's not, again, that is not what I am looking for with this. This is not like I need this to replace a full-time job and make me all the money in the world so that I can like support my whole fucking life off of this. This is, I know that that's gonna be okay right now. I'm in a good place, and so I can dedicate my time, my free time, and fully dedicate myself without that worry and without that fear of, if this doesn't work out, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because I have other things like going on in the background and stuff too. It's just a very different it's a very different time in my life, and I'm like, you know what? If I don't take the opportunity right now to go after something, I'll fucking kick myself. I'll be beating myself up, and I hate beating myself up. I don't hate it. I actually really love beating myself. What the fuck? That's one of the things I have on my board is don't beat yourself up, because I love doing it so much. Hi, Glitch. It's a work lurk. I appreciate the work lurk. We have 2 work lurks in here today. You're talking about career content creation, and I know, yeah, and I know a guy. Yes, I know. You sure do. Yeah, I actually know quite a few people who, it's like their career is full-time, either Twitch, YouTube, or both. And I mean, honestly, in this day and age, if you're not doing a mixture of both, or not even like even streaming on both at this point, like that might be something I might have to look into in the future too, is doing multi-streams where I'm streaming to both here and onto YouTube at the same time, because like that's a whole other audience that I could be having right there, that I could be, you know, I'm excluding if I don't start having that right there. So, but right now my goal is to just slowly work up, because my original goal to March, like from January to March, was stream once a day. I originally wanted, once I got to March and April, I was like, then we'll do once a day, once a week, and then twice a week after that. We're finally hitting the twice a week in June, so it's a little off of schedule, but hey, you can never play, like, you know, trying to do, like, that's just like whenever I'm ready. that's when we're going to get to the 3 times a week. And that's, I think, the eventual goal for like on stream days this year is just 3. I don't know if there's like especially because I'm going to be mixing in music and doing YouTube and all this stuff. It's a lot to do. And I mean, I'll probably eventually end up getting people to help me. And when I say people, probably means my dad and my friends. Like, I'd flip back and forth between gaming and song covers, but I often thought about why not upload me experimenting with virtual machines. That's also something I love, being in cybersecurity. Content creation as a hobby, yeah. I mean, it's still a hobby for me because it would never pay the bills, but it's something that I'm so passionate about that I want to put more time into it than I have been. You know, I want to dedicate most of my life to doing this. Like, maybe it could pay the bills someday. I don't fucking know. That would be great if it, like, I mean, maybe that is the eventual goal, but not like the short-term goal. Like, that could be like a 5-year goal. Like, I think very long-term when it comes to these sorts of things. It do be time-consuming. He's currently transitioning to a regular job and making. Okay, there you go. See, you know, sometimes people, you know, gotta go back and forth. I think like there is a point where you hit like a burnout with it, and where it's very mentally taxing. I think is the thing for a lot of people, and I think that's probably why I want to do it right now more than anything. Is one, I know that it helps my mental to do streaming and like to be on stream and just to do some sort of entertainment, to be in front of anybody and to be doing something. It makes me happy. I've always lived. I've been on stages since I was 3 fucking years old. I was, you know, I love being in front of a crowd, and I've always just like I eat up the energy and stuff. There's ways to do it. I can give you suggestions. Multi-streams are neat. Yeah, I'd like to, you know, in the future. That's something I probably wouldn't be looking into until I'd say earliest the fall. This summer, I really want to just be like, all right, let's do 2 streams a week. Keep my setup that I have kind of going right here, and then maybe start like doing research into other things that start adding in the next couple of months, because I'm like a slow go kind of guy. I've taken this long just to get to where I'm at, but that's the other thing is I realized, wait, I'm finally at that point when I started in a closet with my little Blue Yeti, and I was like, which, you know, honestly, those things can still, if you know how to do your settings on those are fine mics to even. I think people shit on those a little bit too much, because I know some people who are full-time streamers, I feel like, that still use Blue Yetis. I just like this one because I also do, you know, other things with recording vocals, and this can help with that. Helps get a cleaner, just a flat vocal, I feel like. 5 years of pro streamer is a long time. He still loves it. But the amount of time it takes to make any amount of money in it, there's a reason pro content creators are often either single or working with their partners, yeah. Or they're, like, starting a fucking, like, side business. The voices told me, Scarborn Fate, welcome on in, how's it going? The voices told me to put it all on black. Well, I mean, that's roulette? Is that what that, I've actually never been... I can't say I've never been to a casino. That would be a lie. I've never played anything in a casino other than a virtual blackjacks like thing. But Scarborn, welcome on in. Happy Thursday. I don't know. Do you want to listen to the voices? I listened to the voices. They told me to stream today. Fun fact, the voices are my own. It was me. I said, hey, do you want to stream today? And it wasn't even that they told me. They asked me. And I said, yeah. So it was actually me responding. He's like, yeah, I want to hang out with my wife and go to concerts, actually. And see, I'm in this weird place where I feel like maybe the reason it was harder for me to kind of like want to dedicate to streaming is because that's what I thought I wanted at a time. I was married. I was like, I'm going to be getting married. I'm married. I'm going to be having kids. Maybe this isn't what, but like, this is actually, I never went for this. So maybe I need this first before I have that, or maybe I don't even want that anymore. I don't know. Maybe I tried it and I was like, that was just what society wanted me to have, man. Man, monogamy is true, cruel, the rule, man. That's just a quote. I don't actually, I mean, I'm not monogamous, polyamorous, but, don't shit on monogamy. Like, if that's what works for you, it works for you. I'm not an asshole. Absolutely terrible as someone who cannot sleep while being tired. Oh shoot, oof. Oh boy, I feel so weird. Yes. Insomnia or some sort of thing like that. What's keeping you up? Is something on your mind? You drink too much caffeine? Because that's where I've been in places where I have been up for 2 days or something like that, and I'm like, I should sleep, but I can't. Even though even though my body is so exhausted in every way imaginable. But I mean, that's awesome that's what he'd rather just have, like, what kind of jobs is he looking into? Like, you know, you said like a more regular job. I think it's funny when I watch like the big streamers and they talk about like these people with their normie jobs, because like they know, which is funny because it's like one of them said people don't like it when you call them normies, but it's like realistically, they're the ones that are weird for calling other people normal, and like they're admitting our jobs aren't normal. They know that. Like, they know that, hey, and some of them actually would rather have a normal job, working at a desk or being a cashier, than being in the spotlight all the fucking time and having to have every part of their life scrutinized 24/7. Which is like, you know, the people who have like, you know, all these like tens of thousands of viewers, that's what's gonna happen. Oh, a coding boot camp. He's obsessed with it, just rocketing through the course. Hell yes. Go Judge. That's fucking sick. I love that for him. Coding is one of those, like, I've done 3 like coding things where it's like, hey, learn how to code through like videos or online, whatever. And I always get to the sorting algorithms thing, and I just go, yeah, I'm done. And I just kind of that's always where I get to. And like, I understand syntax and like how, like, you know, what I'm supposed to be doing, but it's like when I actually start having to do some problem solving stuff, I've kind of been giving up. But it's also like, again, I'm relating a lot of like maybe some of the reasons I was stopping on tasks that I'm like, this is something I am interested in, but I'm not able to do this, was because I was holding myself back in a lot of ways because of my depression. Whereas it's not like, oh, I'm cured of my depression necessarily or anything right now. It's just that at this point, I was talking about this in my buddy Flex, his chat earlier today, which I'll pimp him out anytime I have. If you're not following Flex, Xilent, Flex on Twitch, go fucking follow the guy. I was talking about this, is it's like, in his chat is going through, and I can't remember what the fuck I was talking about anymore, but you know, basically just life, it's life stuff, and how you realize at different points in your life what you want to do and where you want to go, and kind of following that calling in the moment. Like when I've been, I feel like putting off like whatever because of my depression. That's kind of what I was saying. It's like, well, it's not cured. I finally now have the tools. I've accumulated tools from different therapists, reading books, watching YouTube videos, and I finally am actually like applying these tools in healthy ways to use these coping mechanisms, so that I'm having less panic attacks, or I'm able to catch the panic attacks before they happen, less anxiety overall, I'm dealing with depression better, like things like that. Something on my mind about 7 years of unfocused path mixed with child trauma. It's fun when someone, excuse me, whew, I had a little bit of gas there, and it kind of came out in a way where my I kind of like, what? It's funny when someone learns about my actual mental state, they're like, wait, you ain't fucking with me, you are schizophrenic. And see, here's the thing, like I actually know schizophrenic people, so like I've spoken with them about how they view the world, and it's very interesting to actually I'm not, it doesn't, I think it throws a lot of people off, but I'm like, I could, like, you know, whatever. Like, I'm fucked up too, just in a different way. If you want to even call that being fucked up, I guess. It's my friend was trying to explain more to me, I guess with schizophrenia, and the difference between like that and schizoaffective is schizophrenia has some actual maybe brain difference or something. I like, correct me if I'm wrong, please. I love to learn. That's what that's what we're put on this earth to do, is grow and learn, right? Having a consistent paycheck and paid days off is pretty mind-blowing concept for him to be after 5 years of being like gig and like I think like I love the gig kind of like work concept of just like let's find money here and there and like not having that consistency it's almost a thrill because like you're like, oh wait, I have to find something to do to be able to do like to make like this or whatever. Or it can be. And for me, like I said right now, I'm a very privileged kind of like I have like lucky / privileged place where I can take this opportunity because I'm like, all right, if like basic needs, cool. I just need money for like food and stuff or whatever outside of that. And so like let's stream, let's make music, let's volunteer at music festivals, let's do like let's freaking freelance on Fiverr, let's do whatever feels right in the moment for me and have fun with it. It's just I think a lot of my 20s I was spent trying to be in the survival kind of mode. I was recovering from like a lot of experience that I had in college and my youth before that, and so now I'm like entering my 30s and I'm like, all right, cool, I have a better grasp of everything that's happened to me up until now and I can actually function as a human. Let's like actually kind of live a little bit and actually do things I want to do. I don't know shit all about this. I'm in radio for a reason. Game I enjoy quite a bit. I think I told you all about this Tabletop Simulator. Have you talked? I don't know if you have talked about. Maybe briefly. No, I didn't think it came out passive aggressive at all. I like if you said you were tired. I mean, I thought it was just read as like, oh man, I'm this is what's going on with me, like I've got this going on. Like I understand, like if you've been up all night and you got, if you were actually diagnosed schizophrenic, then like I said, I know somebody else who is diagnosed schizophrenic, keeps, insomnia. They got everything. They have all stuff. I view the world by several states. Each state comes with different types of understandings of your surroundings and feelings. One time you were trying to understand how far the coffee mug is away from you due to everything moving. The other is why we exist and why is our world so complicated and yet so simple. Those sounds very similar to to me when I'm fucking stoned out of my fucking mind. I don't have depth perception problems. That I'm pretty good with. Like the physical world, I'm pretty good with. I don't have like the hallucinate, but like my mind, it races. But I think that's more like ADHD or OCD kind of like tendency on my part. Tabletop Simulator OP for long distance Okay, there you go. I have no no long distance relationships happening currently, but who knows? Who knows what might happen in the future? Right now, my only relationship is with my fridge. I could have gone really raunchy with that, and I instead decided to go very PG. Also, ZuzuCat, welcome in, ahoy. Ahoy, matey. Welcome on in. Welcome aboard to the SS Creamery. That's not what, the SS Creamery? What the fuck? I wish I was faking or joking. This is not what I wanted to have. I personally wanted to be a gambler. Women are very scary. They can, I mean, they can be, and just like men. I mean, I feel like on the whole, and I'm not gonna comment on that that phrase, except for that comment on that phrase. I think most people would agree men are scarier than women. Women have, I think it's like women have the ability to be scary if they need to be, where it's like men, it's like you can like there's almost a guarantee that they're going to be scary at some point. I can get guarantee. Not all men are scary. Just 99. So many of them, it might as well be all. Isn't that what they say? Arr. Tabletop is essentially a multiplayer physics environment that allows you to play any game you can think of. They have the classics like checkers, chess, poker, and others. There's mods for any game you can think of. So if you want to play like Sorry, that's cool. I've heard of it before. My cousin, I want to say, has used it for some stuff on her YouTube channel. Played like some very complex board games. I think it might be. That was. Oh wow. Oh, fuck my tight rectum. No, don't do that. It's the summer sale right now on Steam. I shouldn't have gone on Steam. That's gonna make me. I actually cannot, absolutely cannot be buying games right now. My back catalog of games is so massive. I need to be actually like. We just started playing Inscription the other day, which we might play more Inscription today. We might play Stardew. Like I'm in a really kind of this yapping mood right now, and Stardew I feel like lends itself more to open-ended yaps with some gameplay here and there. Whereas if I'm playing Inscription, I'd be more focused on the game. We could just stay yapping though, because I'm actually very much enjoying the yaps. Somebody made Eels and Escalators, the SpongeBob board game. Ah, there we go. Gotta love you some SpongeBob. I every now and then, it's actually, I'd say it's every now and then, but I feel like it's like every 3 months I end up starting SpongeBob. I just put on, it'll just be like some night, it's usually when my friend's over, and I'll be like, hey, we want just put on some TV, and she'll be like, SpongeBob. And I'll just throw SpongeBob on from season 1, and it will just play. Usually we make it all the way to season 2, halfway through season 2, and then she's like, all right, I'm going home. It's like, all right. I've seen the first 2 seasons of SpongeBob quite a bit. It's a yap fest here at the Creamery, absolutely. It's better than it being a fap fest. If that were the case, then you just... Oh, God, that's why there's... No, we're not gonna go there, even though I just did. Tabletop Sim. Yes, it's $10. I saw that. That's why when I went on there, I was like, oh no, I can't be on Steam right now. All the games are at decent prices, and even even at the decent price, it's I have to give myself a very specific allowance for games. And realistically, it's if I make anything from subscriptions or whatever in the future from Twitch, that's kind of my idea is to kind of just put it back into games, emotes, whatever needs to be done. So because I don't even have a direct donation link. I think it's still, if you click the direct donation link below, it still probably links to the Tiltify campaign for a crisis text line thing. Because I just was I don't feel like I needed a direct PayPal donation link. I think if there was going to be anything where people wanted to support me more outside of Twitch, I think I would look for a Patreon or some sort of thing like that, where I would be making more content or maybe hosting Discord community calls that are private or whatever. Even though I would never do that. That seems really silly to me. I'd come up with more fun things to do for Patreon rewards if I were going to do that, if people wanted to support me in ways outside of Twitch. But I think if you wanted to support the content that I'm making here on Twitch, the best way I like to do that right now is just to subscribe. Or actually, if you don't have money, just to follow, share the streams, come and hang out during the streams. That's really the best way to do it. Or really, the best way is to come and give me a hug so I don't feel so lonely anymore. Please. I'm begging you. Someone even made Candyland. That's a thing. You can make your own board game. I've always kind of thought that would be a fun thing to do. I think when I was a kid, me and my brother, we were either making our own board game or I can't fucking talk today. I'm talking so much that my mouth is getting dry, thus making it more difficult to talk, but then I don't want to stop talking. I was going to say that when we were kids, it was either we were developing a board game, but I think it was actually a TCG. We were trying to make a card game, to, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or a Magic the Gathering kind of clone, Pokemon, whatever. But we had no idea how to do, how to make, use, any sort of game design to make that and have cards that, made, where synergy made sense. So I think maybe I was thinking of it as more hey, there should be cards that counter each other or, balance each other. And my brother was like, my card makes me win the game, because he, just 17 months younger That might have been his. Oh wow. Okay, cool. So that just seems like that has a lot of different capabilities right there, especially for somebody who's always wanted to enter into some sort of game design, whatever it might be, and maybe tabletop and card game design could be my first foray. I could always do that on paper as well. But yeah, I think my allotment for spending money this month is basically zero. Unfortunately, anymore. It's because it's still the end of June. So July is kind of where things are going to be like picking back up for me on that front. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to get anything on the Steam Summer Sale. Not that I need it. Like I was saying, I don't need it. I have so many games. I have like 100 games, and like that's too many games for me because I haven't even beaten half of these games. I haven't even beat half of these games. I need to actually like play some games. I know last time we were talking about possibly scheduling out a Borderlands 2 stream in the future as well. So that's still up in my noggin. If you want to make help me make one of these days like an amalgamation of a board and card game combined, I'm open to suggest. I'm not a good designer. Like I said, have tried my hand here and there with various things throughout the years. I think it would be fun to try to do something like that. Balancing is like the key thing, I think, or having balance, but I think for me, I overthink things, which then causes me to overcomplicate them. Because I'm like, well, if this happens, then this could happen, so we have to make something that this could happen, and then I'll make a game that has way too many rules, which is, I think, like, a lot of... Excuse me. I'm getting really bad gas here while I'm talking so much after drinking that water. Hold on a second. Take a deep breath. Slow down. That's your problem too, yeah. So overcomplicate it, and it's like, I think the best games have rule sets where it's very simple. Like I'd say for me, my goal would be to try to make the bare bones like win conditions like under three things. There's got to just be 3 things that would be a win condition, or like one simple win condition and 3 rules to a game. Like make a super simple game to start, because adding too many complexities to your first game is gonna be like ridiculous, right? Has anyone made the Cones of Dunshire on tabletop? Oh my god, that would be so funny. That's from Parks and Rec, right? Oh, so I don't know. Did I talk? I don't know if I talked about this on stream on Tuesday. It was one of the things I had watched was because I'm like every now and then I have little like bursts of like, oh, I'm gonna watch like a TV show or movies or something. I went through a couple of different movies and TV shows, and I was like, oh shit, there's a new series on Apple TV, which I might actually end up getting rid of, because it's like I had it as part of a bundle at one point for some reason, and I don't really feel like I need it as much anymore, so I might like just do that and like do like I don't know, Tabletop Simulator. I knew what you meant. So so I was thinking of, but anyway, I have it right now, and there was a new show, and there's also a new show on there apparently with Owen Wilson. I might check that out before I cancel, but we'll find out. We'll see. But it was with Seth Rogen called The Studio, and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds interesting. I have no idea, like, what it's about necessarily, like, you know, what's going to happen. It's just, I think it's just going to be silly Seth Rogen comedy, and it was. But it was also, like, really well produced and, like, kind of, like, it was over the top in a lot of ways. It was which I said, you could tell was very like it was Seth Rogen. It had like you know Dave Franco in it. There was all this kind of stuff, and there was some stuff that was definitely like larger than life. Like, oh, if that happened to this person IRL, they'd probably be dead, sort of thing. But I did enjoy it. I would say, if I had to give it a very rough rating right now, like out of 10, it's probably like a 7.5, based on just like, it could get up to an 80%, you know. It depends on the episode, I feel like, because like some of it was too much and too fast, and some of it was too slow. I don't know. I might rewatch it someday. Who knows? But that was just a very random thing. The studio, if you want to watch something that is silly, is for just to be silly, but also like sometimes anxiety-inducing because Seth Rogen's character likes to just lie a lot on that show for when just telling the truth would be the better thing. The fact that that game exists in no playable format for 10 years just eats at my heart. Someone, maybe we need to be the team to do it, guys. Here in the Creamery, do we want to be the first people that try to make some sort of fan-made version of the Cones of Dunshire? We can do it here. We have a team of peak artists and game designers right here in the chat. Parks and Rec is peak. I like that. It absolutely is. After I don't know, a lot of people shit on season 1. I haven't seen season 1 of Parks and Rec in a long time. I mostly just watch clips of it at this point because I've watched the series. I feel like enough to just watch the clips. But I mean, a lot of people also shit on season 1 of The Office, and I like season 1 of The Office, even though I think it's because it's the weakest season of both shows, like the first season, and like Parks and Rec just tried to kind of mimic what The Office did in style in terms of the first season, if I remember correctly, like just doing 6 episodes, because it was like that's how long it was, like that's how they did it back in the day or whatever. Because this was before streaming. Oh my gosh, wait, television existed before streaming. It's like just because it's the weakest season, and sometimes it's actually like late. I'd say some of the later seasons of those shows are actually weaker than their first seasons. It's just for The Office, some of it was before they like had kind of pulled back the reins on some of Michael's antics, and he's a little too cringy sometimes. I think in Office season 1, that's my portrayal of it. At least that's what I think. Someone made that. Did they actually made that? So this has somebody actually made Cones of Dunshire? Send me the PNGs or JPEGs. I can compile it. And oh my gosh, they made it on Tabletop Simulator. Oh my jeez. We're gonna have to play this on stream. This is gonna have to be a stream. It doesn't work. Oh no. We're gonna have to figure it. We're gonna have to make it work. Make it work. Make it work. The image service, I think, shut down. Sad day. A sad day in the neighborhood. Sad day in the neighborhood. Well, I mean, if that's shut down, then I guess we got to shut down the stream, everybody. It's been a good time. The week 1 of streaming more seriously. I'm actually done with streaming altogether. That's not true at all. I think it's like, if I were to give up on streaming ever at any point, I probably would have done it already, right? If it had been too demoralizing to go live and like someone was talking about numbers or like maybe like sitting in chat by yourself, it's like I have done that a lot. Not obviously as much in recent years. I've been able to now, after being on Twitch for 7 fucking years streaming, more like on and off is like it's been mostly that time frame, 7 years streaming on and off, like more consistently. It was the initial first couple of months. I remember there were streams where I did have the viewer count up because I don't know if they let you hide it back then even. Or I just also didn't know better than to just like minimize it. I was like, I wanted to look at how many people were in my chat because I wanted that, validation that people were watching my stream, because I needed that like to fuel myself. Like people like me. And I think that after so many years, you do get this kind of, I could just sit here and talk. I've talked on stream for an hour before anybody talks in chat in some of my recent streams. And it's like, I don't even know if I'm talking to people. When I did my music stream a couple weeks ago, I thought there was nobody there. And when I found out like 3 people watched it, like while it happened, they just didn't say anything. So that's the thing. It's like, you never know if people are watching or not, because not everybody who's lurking is going to say something. Not anybody, like, it's you just got to kind of keep on going for it. And no matter what the results are, and especially if it's something you love, and if you're doing it for, hey, I want to get clout or I want to get money or I want to do whatever, then it's like, Like it's just that's there's so many. It's such a small percentage chance that you're like is gonna make like you're gonna get to that top crop that a lot of people are probably trying to reach. When realistically, it's like you know, you just kind of got to do it if you want to do it and have fun with it. That's kind of because like I think I've done it both ways, where it's just like, you know, I want to do it, but I'm like, okay, I want to do it, but I don't care about taking it too seriously, or I want to take it seriously, but I want to take it seriously because I want to make like so much fucking money from it or something. But that's like you have to take two like the two different halves of those mindsets and kind of fuse them together. I feel like season 1 of The Office is especially cringe-inducing, which I'm sure is what they were going for. Yeah, I think that's exactly what they were going for. But then I think like they got like, you know, some sort of what's the word, like feedback. Just turn my viewer counter off on my dashboard. Yeah. That's what I do. That's like I don't think that they had that back in the day. I can't remember. 7-8 years ago, you might have been able to do it back then, but I think that was back when you didn't even have raids built in as much. Sent you a DM of what I found. Is that it? That looks like the game. It has the. I mean, the thing is even in the show, they like never explain how the game works. So like, how did somebody make this game? It has the cones. It looks like it has like lava, water. Some grass, maybe? I don't know. Lots of different little pieces, tokens, counters. It says Cones of Dunshire. It looks cool. It looks similar to what they have on the show, yes. There's a how to play paper. Ooh. Yeah, I don't look at how many people I have live. I don't really, because like, yeah, I think we're talking about, yeah, like, numbers and trying to stay away from like not caring about the numbers, because I remember when I was first starting off streaming, I watched like some videos about like what you should like, how you should blah 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 streaming, because I was like, I want to make sure that I have like the most successful. It is like, because again, but I was basing it off of what these other people's metrics of success were, and a lot of people would have like kind of the advice of set goals for your streaming so that you know, like, you know, you like what you want to have at like you know, like where you want to get to. But the examples of the goals that these people would use, I think, were really shitty goals, because it was always things that were out of their control usually. Like, set a goal to have so many followers by a certain time, and it's like you could do everything that like should promote a good channel, like stream the most popular games, stream at the most popular times, do all this stuff. You could do all of that and still just not get 50 followers in a month like you were expecting, and then you didn't meet your goal. Your goal is like I feel like your goals, especially with something with content creation, has to be something that you can control and act like that. The metric that you're trying to hit. I've been saying the word metric a lot today, but it's like it works a lot like this. You can hit that. It's an attainable thing that you have control over that end result. So for me, it was this year, how many days a week am I streaming in like a given month or whatever, right? So it goes to, hey, Jamie, back. Welcome back, Jamie. So I could always host a Steam Remote PlayStation. However, that only supports 4, but not the full 8. Well, we'll have to talk about this, Seth. We'll have to see how this works out, because maybe we'll have to play this on stream. We're talking about streaming. Yes, we were talking about streaming and how, and just like, you know, different people's different measures of how we view success, and, you know, how a lot of people, I think, tend to have a very, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but a lot of people who are trying in the space of streaming, they go into it with this, like, I want to be successful like this person is successful on Twitch. And I think the biggest, this is a very, like, I don't know where this conversation came from, but obviously I have a lot more to talk, like I have a lot of ideas on this topic, so let me fucking go off on it. Apparently, is they'll go in and they'll look like, I want to be successful like such and such very big streamer, XQC, Moist Critical, people who are getting like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Some people get hundreds of thousands of streams on Twitch, you know. Some of the, like, honestly, a lot of the streamers that get the most views are people who I wouldn't even watch because they're not even from my country, and I couldn't even speak the language that half the chatters are speaking. But they'll get like the most views because they're in these countries where it's just like, I don't know, just, you know. It took me a week to get an affiliate. Yeah, it took me once I got the 3 viewers up, it took me a week technically because I already had all of the other things. So technically, it took me like 2 months, I'd say. I streamed almost all of February into March of the first year. When I was like, I'm gonna do this more seriously. And then mid-March, I was like, all right, I'm not gonna stream every day. And then at the end of March, Geo showed up, and with Geo and a couple people that I knew IRL watching me every stream, I got affiliate by April. 100% agree. The thing is, if you do want to be big, it takes a mad amount of work, loads of practice. Yes, marketing, lots of marketing. Sometimes just being in the right place at the right time, knowing the right people, and like really planning and knowing, again, like trying to, like, you know, the mad amount of work. It's like looking at the algorithm. What are people doing? What are what is the meta for streaming this week? That's kind of a thing these days, right? It's like, what's the current streaming meta? If you want to be, and like, these are all things. I watch a lot of streams. I spend a lot of time on Twitch, and I do know a lot of, like, so it's like, oh, what's the IRL meta right now? You know, like, what are people doing for IRL streams? Is it like, you know, challenges, or they're trying to do, like, you know, like over the top things, kind of like Jackass? Like, some streamers were doing more stuff like that. Big meetups, concerts, or people, like, what are people doing? Like tournaments, like, you know, IRL things, like team games. Are people like, what's going on in the space for streaming within whatever niche you're trying to enter too? Goals are nifty to help focus on what to aim for. Increase followers, host a follow drive, and investigate algorithm. Get more consistent, make a schedule, and challenge yourself to keep it. Goals should be attainable, but a stretch, and beating yourself up for not meeting. Yes, and that's the big thing, is beating yourself for not meeting them doesn't help anything. And I think you have to set your goal not necessarily with the intention that you're not going to hit it, but with the acceptance that if you don't, you can just push the due date forward. Because who else is gonna fucking know other than you, unless you're sharing your goals with your entire stream or family or something like that. Yeah, Jamie. But that was a part. Yeah, that was back in like 2021. I want to say like 4 years ago. And then unfortunately, that's when I went to the mental hospital. And when I came back, like, I think a bunch, honestly, that group of friends is still around. We just don't have like a, you know, formalized rating schedule or anything like that. But, you know, Sassy still streams, Kevbone still streams, Goop has been doing it now full time for over a year now. Really good group of folks over in the recreation station. I think that if you do !rec, it's still sends you over to the Discord, because like, I mean, I have a live notification in there every time I go live because of how long I've been around. How is Geo? Geo's been doing good from what I can gather when we chat. He seems to be doing well. I think with streaming, it's good to be known in other places too and have an audience to hit the ground running. Yes, yeah. If you're just doing streaming initially and like that's where you're trying to gain an audience, it's very, very difficult. Getting an audience from a different platform and then funneling them to Twitch is the best way, because Twitch has very little to almost no discoverability, especially the smaller the streamer you are. They're getting better. I have to give them a little bit of credit. They are getting better with the discoverability. You know, take deep breaths. On the platform, they recently let you do a thing where you can give promotions to your viewers, specifically for your channel, for sub promotions, like, hey, get, you know, how much off per sub, and then they'll like put you on a page saying, hey, this person has a promotion. I guess like that was a thing. I got an email about that. But yeah, it's if you want to get like really big or pop off, but like that's like legitimately, like that's never been my goal with streaming, is to pop off and make it big and be like the biggest streamer on Twitch. My initial goal was to have a community that was like, you know, to have just a decent sized community where I could host fun charity events through. And I've already done that. I just want to take it more seriously so I can do more charity events and like, and maybe I do want to grow my community more. I think if anything, that should always be like something you strive for if you're taking something like this seriously, is to grow your community and make it larger. But I've already, I think, got to a point where I'm like, okay, I have a nice mic, I have my audio interface, I have double screens, I have a brand new computer, I have all this other stuff, and I'm like, what am I waiting for? What was holding me back all this other time before? And really, it's nothing. I've been doing this the whole time. I've just been pretending that there's a reason for me not to take it seriously. And I feel like right now I'm realized, like, what's the fucking reason? Goals should also have like a mission above them. If your income is tied to engagement, you got to go after engagement. If this is for yourself, you got to focus on what works for you as a person. And that's like the thing is, it's like the Twitch is not for an income. I mean, if I make money from it, like in this time, like it's great. If at some point it gets big enough where it could be like, hey, this is my main source of income, that's also great. But like, that's not the goal of what this is. The goal is just to do something I fucking love and dedicate all, like, you know, like what a lot of my creative time and passion to doing this, because it's also going to support me like wanting to do streaming for my music stuff too. I'm going to do music streams. I have plans because I have another fucking show in 2 weeks, so I want to do another music stream, hopefully multiple music streams within the next couple of weeks. Though I think I am kind of looking at maybe making a second channel for my music stuff that's actually like Fallen from the Stars, like the name of my artist, so that this could be maybe dedicated more to just yapping and gaming, and then we could have that be a music stream. And then maybe if it gets into doing like DJ stuff, I could get the DJ tag on that one and have it so that we could do like DJ streams or a radio show where I'm playing like some licensed music that's allowed, but like they take a cut of the channel. But again, that's not the point of the fucking thing. Not to make money. Neat thing with Steam and Linux is not only the Proton setting used with the Steam Deck that can also be used on Linux as a whole, the developers of TTS actually took time to make a native Linux version without the need for Proton. That's actually really neat. I feel like not a lot of developers do that for games or make a native Linux version. Twitch does have a creator center with tutorials, so there is guidance. Yeah, I've watched some of the stuff in there, and like I've watched a lot of videos on like, you know, guiding like how to grow a channel, what to do this, how to, you know, what works in algorithm, what kind of things, using hashtags, doing this, and like it's all fun to like look into all of that. But I really just kind of vibe with what I do. Like if I do things the way I do them, and if I like to occasionally try to add new things of doing, like new ways of doing something or a new thing to my current setup, and see how it works. And that's how I've evolved to where I'm at right now, is by just adding little things here and there. I'm a much more I keep things pretty simple. I have a couple alert stuff here and there. I think I could maybe add some more channel point stuff in the future that might be more like, that could be fun. But really for me, it's about the conversations I get to have with everybody, and hopefully in the future maybe playing a lot more games too. Yes, and that's the other thing. Like that Zuzu Cat is it takes a decent amount of luck to pop off too, which is what I'm saying is like the timing, knowing the right people, being in the right place at the right time. Having, you got to the front page on a day where not a lot of other people were on the front page, and you were playing a really popular game while you were on the front page that just came out like 2 days ago. So a bunch of people came in, or, oh my gosh, you were playing a game that a really popular streamer happens to enjoy, and they wanted to raid a small channel. And you got a raid from this person who has 800 viewers, and now you just got 20, 50 new followers, and it actually blows your channel up, and then you become even bigger than the person that raided you. Sometimes that happens too. Still on the fence about streaming. I was really enjoying it when I was doing it, but then after that 24-hour stream I did where I got dumped 22 hours in and had a monster breakdown, I've kind of, I can imagine that would put a bad taste in your mouth for streaming. For people who think Kyle and Bio were supportive at the time, yes. I am a firm believer that you make your own luck. I mean, it really, like, it like, yes and no. Like, And like it's like yes and no. It's like it depends. It's like it is about timing. Like you can make your own luck, and I think right now I have to realize that I have this opportunity, and I have to take the time. Like I think it takes work to take advantage of those openings. Like I have to put in a right now I'm like, okay, I'm lucky enough to have this opportunity. Now I actually have to seize the opportunity and put in the put in the work, put in the time, put in the dedication to be where I'm at, to actually hopefully, you know, I like, because where I feel like I'm at with streaming, I feel like, am I successful? Yes. I feel like I've already succeeded at what I wanted to do. So now it's just like, what else can I do with streaming? Where else can it take me? And it feels like I'm having something speaking to me where it's saying, hey, do streaming, do music, keep on going at it. Something is saying this is what you should be doing. I don't know what the fuck it is. That'll work well in a virtual machine, but I'm testing it. There you go. Test away. Test away. There's a comic publisher owner that just started streaming games for fun, and he's for fun, and she's bad habit there. She's been really aware and vocal about like, wow, Twitch is really trying to push me to grow and gain engagements and get more subs, huh? Yeah, because for them, they want you to grow because it makes them more money, right? Even though they don't really care as much, they don't seem to care as much about it. I can't say that they don't, because I don't know that I can't speak for every Twitch employee as a whole. I could just say that that as a company, it seems that their stance is, let's support the top 1% of creators on our platform, while the other 99% of creators, and really within that, it's like the top 0.1% of creators within the top 1%. What I mean by making your own luck is if you aren't online, people. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. You have to be going and engaging and rating and doing that kind of stuff. Absolutely. I mean, and I guess like, you know, making your own luck is like, you're kind of saying the same thing, like seizing the opportunities that are there when you can. And I think it really and I think the biggest thing for the making your own luck that I have to say with that argument is like sometimes the people, it's hard to be online as much because of outside things, but you could also use those as an excuse and be like, well, all this other stuff is happening, and maybe you're just using that as an excuse because maybe I think at a certain point, if you've used it as an excuse for so long, maybe you don't actually want that thing that you say you want. Because if you're pushing it away at so many opportunities where you're like, well, I could do this, but it's just this, like, maybe you don't actually want it as much. Like, I mean, like maybe that's not saying that's a bad thing. Maybe it's good to recognize this isn't exactly what I wanted it to be. Like, you know, very, very, maybe a too soon example, but I just got divorced, right? So like, I got to a point where I was like, wait, maybe marriage isn't what I wanted, like I thought it was, and what I wanted from it, or like, you know, wanted to be. So, all of this to say is just like, you know, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to make different decisions. It's okay to move on through different parts of your life. And I think that I'm going to say this before I actually take a break, because we've been sitting here talking for like an hour and a half, and then we'll come back and we'll yap some more, because I've been enjoying yapping today, and this is fun. Maybe we'll play a game if I have energy at the end of yapping. We'll find out. But I was gonna say is that like everything's the society's idea of that you have to pick a career at the age of 22, at least in America. This is kind of how it seems. Graduate high school at 18. Go to college for 4 to 8 years, depending on what kind of vocation or like, you know, what kind of profession you want to be going into, right? Vocation, that's like a whole other thing. What the fuck am I talking about? I am on fire today. So maybe 4 to 8 years. So the youngest you would get out of college would be 22. Oldest would be 26. So 26 years old, they're saying, all right, at 26 years old, and let's just meet in the middle. At 24 years old, you should know what you want to do for the rest of your life, for the next 60 to like 80 years. You should know what you want to do. Or if we're gonna say retirement age is 65 to 70, which is probably closer to 70 these days, right? So you're 24. So let's say that in, you know, I don't know, yeah, let's say if it's 70, so 45 years or something like that. 45 years. What do you want to do for the next 45 years? Nobody knows what they want to do for the next 45 minutes, let alone 45 years. Making that commitment that early on, especially at like 24, 25, people don't even fucking know who they are at that age half the time. Do it. Just do it. Yeah, well, Kyle saying exactly what I was thinking about, being able to seize the opportunities when they come. And it's like, that's why it's important to, as best as you can, because I do say a lot of these things. I will say a lot of things, because like I'll watch a lot of creators or just like videos where it's like, you can't just say like you have to take the ability into your hands. And it's like, not everybody has that. If they have issues with mental health, if they struggle with poverty and stuff like that, those things can play as factors as into like where you're not always. So it's like, and you can't always work your way out of those situations, as most people are like, hey, just work your way out of it, blah, 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 blah. Mental health is a little bit like, I say staying on top of your mental health does help you seize those opportunities. Like, I think that's the biggest thing to try to stay on top of. Helps you recognize the opportunities and then actually have the capacity to work on them and like go after them. Me and Judge have thoughts about Twitch's relationship to creators. Yeah, let's hear those thoughts. I'd love to hear them. Ultimately, Twitch is owned by Amazon, and Amazon is a money first. Yeah, it absolutely is, and Twitch loses them money, so they fucking hate it. I was just to say, good eye, mate. I think we're going back. If we're gonna come back to streaming, I'd do it as a VTuber. That's a, that's a good way of coming at it. It's less putting your actual face in front of it. It could be a fun thing. It's more like voice acting when you're doing a VTuber. Judge went through some very interesting exploration in the last 2 years of like abiding by the algorithms for a while and going all out on YouTube, and he just burned out of that. Yeah, he was like, this is making me hate it actually, so no thank you. And like I don't think I could really, I would never want to do that way. Like paying attention, doing all the YouTube algorithm, the thumbnail stuff. I think that would take the fun out of it. And that's why I keep on saying I'm lucky, where I don't have to focus on it being like I need to be the biggest and make the most money from this or anything. This is just what I get to do, and whatever I make from it or whatever comes from it is just what comes from it. That's it. That's kind of like that's, this is, I'm like I said, I'm in a very unique position where I get to do that, where I don't have to like this. I get to make this my focus, but also not make it about the money fully. The money is just like a bonus if whatever money would come out of anything I do. Money does come out of Twitch already, so. Paul Rap came out of it though, so so one good thing happened. Excuse me. Woo! It really is a marathon. I think the most interesting people I have ever met are in their 50s and 60s and still don't know what they want to do. No, and that's the thing is, you don't have to know what you want to do. The idea of knowing what you want to do is kind of a fallacy, because nobody really knows what they want really. Like, the idea of knowing what you want, because like in the moment you know what you want, and that's it. Because the moment, like, I've been watching a lot of shit and reading a lot of shit where it's about living in the moment, letting go of the past and not thinking about the future, and just living in what exists now. Recognizing that the past happened, but it's not something to live in, and the future is going to happen, but it's not something, you can't plan for everything. So just seize the opportunity that's right in front of you exactly right now. And what can you do with that? What can you do to make yourself happy right now? Are you hungry? Go eat some food. Are you dehydrated? Go drink some water. Are you feeling dirty or unhealthy? Maybe, take some supplements and fucking take a shower. Living in that moment. And it's hard to do that because as humans, we want to attach ourselves to our memories and say that that's what it was, is that memory is us. That memory is who we are. That memory is this thing that makes me this way now. But realistically, that memory is just a thing that we have that we can think about, but we don't need to actually attach ourselves to. And so it's hard, but I said something in Flex's, another thing I said in Flex's chat today. It's like, maybe this is what I said earlier. It was like, if I died today, it doesn't matter what I could accomplish tomorrow, so I should just do that thing today instead. That's been my big kind of thing, is just doing, and also just being like living without thinking like I'm gonna regret something if I don't do it, because I can't regret it once I'm dead. Once I am gone, I won't have any regrets anymore. So it's kind of I would say it's worthless to have regrets now, but it kind of, for me, it feels like it is. It's like, why have a regret now? Because I can't even regret that later. Like, it's just, I don't know. Man, I've been missing out. Let me catch up on chat real quick, and then I'm going to take a break. I think the most interesting people, as a 34-year-old who's about to switch paths again, fuck it, do it feels right in the moment. Exactly, in the moment. That's what I'm trying to stress this. It's right, and it's momentary, because life exists in the moment, not in the past or the future. It exists in the moment. Being in your 20s is rough. It's all about figuring out who you are and what you want. Absolutely. And I just got, like, I'm 3 years out of my 20s for, like realistically. Like, I just got out of my 20s. I guess 30, 31, 32, kind of 4. I'm at my 4th. I think by 24, you should know what kind of area you want to be in and start picking up the chances to find what you like and keep growing it. Nobody actually stops figuring. No, and I think it's like it's like pick an area, like a general area, because there's going to be so many different pockets of knowledge that you can get within that. Like my area, it's audio, right? Like within entertainment and all of that kind of, and anything within content creation, my big thing I like is audio manipulation, audio editing, audio recording. That's where I like. And so I've been in that where I'm making music. I'm on Twitch where I can, I have to do audio shit here and there. It's very little, but it's just, and I like video too. I like syncing stuff, like lining things up. I like putting things together. I'm a composer, a musician, all these things. But I wanted to entertain. I guess entertainment's more my thing, right? I like being in front of the camera. I was 34 when I went back to university. I'm 42 now and so much happier than I was. Yeah, and that's like, I think right now it's like, it feels like I'm switching because I'm switching from what I was doing before. But what I was doing before was something that I wasn't aligned with. It was just what I thought I should be doing because I thought like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do the thing I actually want to do and I fuck up? What if I do the actual thing I actually want to do and I'm not good at it and I actually don't succeed? I might as well not even try, because then I won't know what it's like to fail at the thing that at my dreams. That's kind of where I was at for last almost, I don't know, fucking 10 years. More like 8. Man, if you get it wrong, whatever, try again. Yeah. It's crazy how much you feel like your life is slipping away when you're like 21 and you're barely, like, I'm 21, I'm gonna die soon. Though to be fair, when you're a 21 really depressed person and you're like, maybe you're like, I'm 21, I'm gonna make sure I die soon. Dark jokes. The best advice I can give is to enjoy the new journey. You got this. In future, you will appreciate you putting in the groundwork. Yeah, there you go. Honestly, Jamie, that feels great to hear. There you go. Yeah, we got this. What a supportive community we got going on here. I love this. Thank you guys for participating in this conversation. This has been very nice. And I keep on saying I'm going to take a break, but I can't because there's keeps on being more and more chats. I feel like I'm the exception here. I knew I wanted to work with tech since I was 4. That has manufactured itself into a cybersecurity journey out of high school. That's awesome, though. I mean, and that is the different side. Is there's people who they know from a very young age, this is what I want. And I feel like I did know I wanted to be a creator or an entertainer. I wanted to write novels when I was growing up. That was my initial thing. That's still within the creative realm. Like, I'm an artist. Whatever it is, that's what speaks to me as art. Making art. Wish I had that kind of clarity. Yeah. I definitely wouldn't have been able to zero in. I knew initially when I was in high school, I did want to go to college for a theater degree. I wanted to go, whatever I knew, I wanted to, again, there is definitely something innate in me that draws me to the arts. I've always had a passion for it. Yeah, exactly. And exactly. I used to take my little Play School tape recorder that I think might be here somewhere in this house. and I would record fake radio shows on that with my dad and my brother. So I've been doing stuff for since I was like 6 or 7. Getting wisdom bombs in the creamery. Hey, sometimes sometimes I actually say things that make sense. But yeah, that's awesome, Seth. If you ever need to get your head around it, I'm on Discord and in Kaiwa's channel, so feel free to hit me up. Now that is right there, that sentence. I literally went from being homeless to working on best-selling novels in 8 to 10 years. That's a triumphant story right there. Like, hello. Oh, hello, Panic. What's going on? Nice to see you. How has date everything been going? Are you still on that on that train over there? Life is more fluid than that. If you're going to put pressure on yourself for something, try to monetize something you find interesting. If it's interesting, you'll be learning while doing it for the rest of your life. But be kind to yourself. If it isn't for you, then. And I think also it is fine to find something like when you're young, if you're drawn to it. But also shift it in your you can shift it when you're 45. You can shift it in 3 years. I know people, never thought hey, I never thought I'd want to do this, but I'm doing this in my 60s now. It's like I'm moving into this kind of thing. People who I wanted to be a, people who were I want to be fucking. I think my buddy was telling me he had a friend who went to school for computer or something computer related, something IT related, but now he's like a mountain guy. He works at a nature a national park or something like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Life is so open-ended, and there's so many opportunities and doors that are just waiting to be opened or for you, and or waiting for you to open them. Actually, doors are waiting to be opened. They're not locked. My parents still beside themselves that I have a good job in a big city with my broadcasting degree, but then when I married a streamer, they were like, yeah, okay, sure, you can make a living at anything, I guess. Hey, I just realized too, it's hey, I have a broadcasting degree. If I was really ever I could always just apply to fucking work at a radio station again too. I never actually worked at a real a commercial radio station. I could do it. It would be it's a different thing. I know I've talked with Glitch about it. I know it's a different thing. It's a different beast. Podcasts are just bootleg radio shows. They're a lot different, honestly. If you're doing a radio show, I don't know. I feel like a lot of I feel like there's a lot of the syndicated radio shows out there that are pre-recorded and stuff. But if they're being done in a professional recording booth and done live, there's a lot more work that I guess some podcasts even do that though now. I'm used to just lining stuff up in podcasts. That seems more a bootleg radio show. But the nice thing about podcasts is that they don't have to be FCC compliant. Fuck the FCC. Nah. I had to do my 10-hour shift at work, but it's been great. 10-hour shift, ooch. Well, hey, as long as you got through 10 hours. Are you still in the middle of the 10-hour shift, or you got done and you're relaxing now? The VA for my husbando is opening up voice commission, so there's a chance I can get audio of being sworn at. I like how that's where it goes to. I should working right now, to be honest, but then I saw a notification that Kaiwa was streaming. Oh. Get back to work, Jamie. Do I need to pretend to be like your boss and be like, Jamie, that's more like sexy librarian. I just Jamie, are you gonna go back to your desk for me, please? I don't even know what I look like when I do that. I looked kind of weird. You've got enough for it. People know less than you who have become my co-workers. Yes, I do know I know the difference between what broadcast traffic is. I actually was recently explaining that to someone for some reason. I was like, oh, no. It doesn't mean traffic, like the traffic report. Yes, the custodian. That seems to be a very... I see a lot of people with, custodial jobs these days. When are we getting a Kaiwa's Creamery podcast? So, maybe someday. I've definitely thought. I've had the idea of doing a podcast. I just don't know. I think I would like to do a podcast where I would be interviewing people, and I don't know, or have like maybe a co-host, and I don't have anybody in mind that I could use for that, or that would maybe want to do that with me. And then the other thing is that I love editing podcasts for other people, but when it comes to doing my own podcast editing, I have to listen to my own voice, which I do love the sound of my own voice, but not when I'm, like sitting there and I'm chopping up a sentence and I have to hear myself saying, so like, yeah, that fucking dumbass was doing this, and I'm like, that fucking dumb, that fuck, and I'm like, I don't even want to hear the sound of my groans anymore after like 3 hours of that or whatever. Because I'd say roughly, and with the way I talk, because usually when I'm in podcasts, I get excitable if I have a guest or somebody on. I talk over myself. I breathe over myself. I'm stumbling a lot. I sniffle a lot. And with podcast editing, you're trying to cut a lot of that out. Some like you like without losing the natural cadence or whatever like that you have going, with your, with everything. So, yeah, it's my voice is kind of a tough thing. I have to be more methodical while recording the podcast, so that's easier to edit my voice in post. Is kind of what it would be. Though, I mean, to be real, this is just a podcast. This is what the podcast would be. It would just be me yapping. Unless I went full blown. Now, there is a podcast idea that me and Glitch had a couple years ago that that would be a fun project to revisit. School? Okay. You have a sexy girl. When I was like, oh, do you want to come over here? You can mop my floors. Why did I go for the custodian? That was weird. I really should, to be honest. I have horrendous deadline. Okay, I had a podcast, editing it. Yes, editing my own shit. I don't think I'd want to do again. I've edited 3 of my own podcasts, and none of which like ever really took off much. I think was it 2 or 3? And then I did podcast editing for another guy, and that was so much better because he would just send me the files. They were already perfectly synced with each other, so I didn't have to do any of that, and it was just cleaning them up and like shortening it. But I guess my kind of get in there is with how I do podcast editing. I'd say roughly if you give me an hour of audio and you want me to clean it up, I usually take about 3 to 5 hours of editing to clean up that hour. And I say roughly because it depends on the thing it depends the most on is what is the quality of the raw audio you're giving me, and how much are you like rushing through things? Are there long pauses? Am I trying to like make like a crunchy microphone sound not crunchy? Because like that's like very difficult stuff for someone like me. I've tried, and if you're sending me a raw file where it's like I'm not going to be able to clean that up very much. I can sit through that. I in my romantic fantasies, I tell terrible jokes, and my romance partner swears at me and shakes me like that. Like that could stop me. Shakes me like that could stop me. I mean, we all definitely have different romantic fantasies. I will not get into mine on stream. I don't think y'all need to know about that. Maybe that would be like if I ever made a Patreon page. You guys get to hear my Kai will talk about his deepest, darkest romantic fantasies. Still have that doc. I see it every time I open my Google Drive. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's awesome. They would give me DaVinci Resolve practice. Oh, there you go. Oh, editing, like, yeah, doing some... I want to do some more stuff for YouTube. I actually have a YouTube video that I want to work on and try to get out this year. I have ideas for it, and I actually have the time, and I should just actually sit down and start fucking editing it. Once I make the project file for it, it'll be done in like a week. That's how I work. Once I start doing something, it actually fucking works. I listen to Slavoj Zizek speak. I have a high tolerance for snorts and sniffles and rambling. You know what, Zuzu? That's fair. I ramble quite a bit, but I at least enunciate my words. I feel like, you know, as much as I can. I do say a lot as well. Like that exact thing. That's all of what I just did. That happens frequently on this stream. That's what I sound like in podcasts. Yeah, just like do I have those, or is that shared with me? I know the gamepad. I got an update the other day that said something like look at your page, Gamepad Radio on Facebook. It's getting likes, and I'm like, why? That shouldn't be even exist. Nice thing with Resolve is you can set up a project server and Seth, I didn't know that. That's cool. Seth, we need to. Maybe we should be in cahoots here a little more. Why cahoots? It's clearly not cahoots because we're doing it out in the open, and I think cahoots is like behind closed doors. Maybe. Holy shit! I still haven't taken a break. I'm almost caught up on chat though. I need something around 30 seconds for him to say for maximum joy. So I'm doing the big think. I gotcha. There you go. Available tomorrow. Unfortunately, I am going to be at my dad's house. He needs help with some tech stuff, so I gotta go over to my dad's. Available this weekend? I don't believe I have anything going on this weekend. I'm gonna quickly check my calendar. I actually do have a calendar, and I sometimes actually have things that I'm doing. Oh, like that I keep on forgetting that I actually want to talk about, but maybe I'll talk about it when I get back if somebody reminds me that I'm going to see Weird Al next week. Oh my god, I can't fucking wait! Holy shit. I keep on forgetting because I bought the tickets so long ago, but it's in my calendar. But yeah, if you're available sometime this weekend, I will just maybe I was kind of thinking of doing a weird thing. I'm going to put the Be Right Back screen so that I at least try to actually get a fucking break going on here. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. This has been a lovely chatting stream. I've had so many lovely people here participating with the conversation, and I like a lot of the time here the chat can be kind of just like it's like here and there, but today you guys have been keeping it going. I had to catch up with chat. So I've been hosting a project server for you. I already have one up with 300. Okay. Oh, wow. Damn. Man, we can do some stuff. We can do some stuff and things. Nothing. All right. Yeah, we can. I'll be around because I was thinking about just having maybe on weekends, there'd be a time where I might just pop into a voice channel, or I'm just available to hang out on Discord. Not being on stream, and we could maybe I could stream. We could play games together, people. We could just do chats, whatever. We can make projects together. But anyway, I am gonna take a break because it's been nearly 2 hours of me just yapping. And I think I should I haven't even stood up from this chair or anything yet. So it's definitely looking like games are not. I mean, if I played a game now, I'm probably gonna be off by 9 p.m. is my goal. That's normally when I start tapping out anyway. I'm a bit of an early sleeper these days. I go to bed around 10, so because of that, I probably won't be streaming too much past 9 o'clock. And we could stream until 10, but then I'd be up all night again. I want to be up. I was up last night because I don't know. I was giddy after I sold it. I sold music. Oh my god. Anyway, I should shut the fuck up and go take a break. I'll be right back. I have returned back here to the creamery we are. Remember, hydrate. Yes, I refilled my water bottle. I drank a little bit of water. I fed Zora because she jumped off of the bed as soon as I left. She was like, "You need to give me food." I was like, "Yes, you're right. I do. You're actually correct this time." Legend has it he's still yapping. I was to myself and to Zora. Less to myself and more to Zora. Got soup. Ooh, nice. What kind of soup did you get? I haven't had soup in a while. It's been too hot for soup, I feel like, here. Like, it's been way too hot. Swamp soup. Ooh, what the fuck is swamp soup? What does that mean? Does it have, is it dirt? Is it just dirt? All right, I'm gonna throw a question out there for all you gamers. What games have you been playing? What kind of games have you been playing? I didn't play anything yesterday or today yet. I might play. I said I might go to bed right after stream. I might try to play a game after stream. We'll see how I'm feeling. I didn't play anything. I was playing Uncharted on Tuesday. Then I played Inscription on stream. I also said I wouldn't play a game on stream because of how much time we probably have left. Because I don't know if I want to play Inscription for like an hour. Like, we could. Like, I guess I could play it like another hour. That's what we only played like an hour and a half the other day. It's like tomatoes and spinach and carrots and celery and onions. Well, honestly, all of that sounds fucking good. It's the spinach makes it look weird, but tastes so good. No, that sounds delicious. Probably it's like some nice spices going on in there too. I'm just gonna assume. I'll say I'm on version 20 for Resolve, so that's required for. Oh, we don't have to worry about that about hosting the server. Okay, do I have? I don't know which version I have. I actually have no fucking idea. Will it tell me in here what version I have if I open it? I want to actually run the program. Not that I think it would actually like. I don't know if I have 20. Whatever. I'll look into that later. Blue Prince has me and Judge in a chokehold. Okay, Blue Prince. That's the roguelite puzzle game. We're such puzzle people. Hell yeah. I've been watching a couple of different, like, here and there I'll tune into some people's streams that are doing that. I've been playing Blue Prince. When I watch the streams, I'm hardly ever paying attention to the gameplay. So I actually don't know much. I think it's like you get to pick the next room you're going into, based off of like cards or something you pick up. And you're trying. I know that there's like overarching puzzles, but then there's also puzzles within the rooms. But there's like bigger outside of that, like outside of the runs. I believe. But I only watched like 2 of the videos my cousin uploaded, and then I've watched a couple streams, and then the Game Grumps I think played it too, so I watched them. But again, with watching them, I was more listening to the banter than watching the gameplay. I'm very bad at puzzle games. I like watching people play puzzle games because if I solve it before them, I feel smart as fuck. But if they solve it before me, I'm like, oh, cool, they're smart as fuck. Like, I can be like, yay, good job. My cousin plays a lot of puzzle games that I would never... I don't think I could actually get into. Like, my brain, it's hard for me to compute the way that she does these games. Like, Baba Is You, if anyone's ever played that game makes my mind hurt. Makes my brain hurt. Hey, got a job. Oh, nice, doing community living. Oh, that sounds... been working with my first client. It's been an interesting adjustment from doing manual labor for most of my life. I bet. Community, that sounds something that's more like, honestly, fun, like in your wheelhouse. It's like more your speed. Like, is it like? How are you like? You say it's an interesting adjustment. Are you liking it more? Are you liking it like the same? Like, how's that going? But hell yeah, congrats. Love to hear that. Oh, playing so much Pokemon Go again out of nowhere, says Glitch. Hell yes. You remember I never got to play Pokemon Go. I back when it first was in its big popularity, because I had a phone that wouldn't run it. And now that I finally have a phone that would run it, so many years later, I've had phones that would run it, but I think I made an account eventually when I had a phone when I worked at T-Mobile. And then I played when I worked there, and that was it. That was like that was 2018. I was gonna say, oh, okay, that was like 7 years ago. I was like, oh my gosh, was that 10 years ago? No, it is getting close, closer than I'd like to 10. Potentially roll back to 19, but 20 has some cute. Okay, like a full keyframe editing menu. So I don't do a lot of video. So do you have? Is this like something you do in your spare time a lot? Is like video editing stuff? I've not been as much into video editing as I do audio stuff. I'm more of an audio manipulator. That's where my stuff comes into. But I also know how to like record video. Like if I'm going to record something, when I record my YouTube videos, like when I'm going live, I think I could at this point probably just record something. I could put enough stuff on my mic and just record through OBS, and I could just chop it up with the same thing. But I prefer to run a DAW like Ableton. I usually would use Adobe Audition in the past when you had Premiere and stuff. But I would probably just run that, capture my voice on my mic separately, and I just do some sort of sync to sync my vocals with my video. And then that way I have a clean audio track that's not associated with the actual video. That's how I normally would do things in the past. Probably how I'd still do it, to be perfectly honest. It's single player, but great for backseat gamers. I drive and he takes notes. There you go. Oh, I like that. That's a cool way of doing things. I've played I played like a cozy. It was like a little cozy kind of I guess it was kind of a puzzle game. What the hell was it called? Oh my gosh, I cannot think. To the left? Was it something like A Little to the Left? Was that the name of the game? I wasn't playing it. My friend Alicia was playing it. But then, yes, that's exactly what it was called. But she was like, me and she was playing it. Me and my buddy Dallas were like giving her like little hints on what we thought like she needed to do, and we like were like helping her like clear out the levels. It's like doing that is very fun. Playing games together that weren't meant to be played together. I'm in the pit of Date Everything with the occasional Baldur's Gate 3 with. Okay, that sounds cool. I've never played a Baldur's Gate game. How is but I guess yeah, Date Everything. I liked the demo. That's a game that I think I'll have to pick up when it's probably in the future. I didn't realize it was going to be $30. It's like if it was 20, it's like maybe it could be like but I think Date Everything is gonna stay on the wish list maybe until there's a sale to get it at like $20. I like to be frugal. It's not a game where I have to pick it up first day or anything like that. Like not for me. The way that my friend is like the little devil on my shoulder whispering Date Everything in my ear every single day. She found out Bleem was a VA for it, and she was done for. I guess that's what gets people hooked is the VAs that are on, because Panic has been talking about it for excuse me, a while. In every stream, I played the demo on stream a couple weeks ago, and that was a treat. I found out that I found out the type of men I'm attracted to apparently during that stream. Oh god, that clip still makes me laugh when I see it. I'm like, I just did that on stream. That's funny as fuck. Basically, I help people that live in adult foster care homes and help them adjust to living independently. Okay. Yeah. I have friends who've done stuff like that, but with not like. Actually, no. I think it was like adult. I'm like more like adult stuff too. Yeah. Oh, you're fine. No worry about late messages. Took it up as a hobby. Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's a pretty cool thing to take. I've never. I've never gone too far into like deep into video editing. I know how to use a cut tool and like trim things. I can do some transitions here and there. I've done some like very light like text on the screen kind of stuff, but I don't excuse me. I know like you can go really hard into like color correction and doing all this kind of like none of that is seems so in depth for me. But I'm also not like trying to make movies or anything. I'm just trying to make really stupid fucking YouTube videos. Sounds like that's stressful but fulfilling. It absolutely sounds fulfilling. I mean, for me personally, it sounds like it would be like, yes, like a lot of work, but I like, it just depends. If that's something if that is like something that fucking works for you, then hell yeah. It would definitely stress me out. I mean, I think a lot of things stress me out, but also I feel like if I go in with the idea that this thing's going to stress me out, then of course it's going to stress me out. If I go in with the idea that I'm actually going to be able to conquer this and I shouldn't be afraid of anything because I'm a fucking badass and I can do whatever I set my mind to, then I'll probably be okay with it. Zoom, rotate, okay. I do a lot of what you said. I don't color corrector. Okay. So you're just like, so even, like, I mean, I understand the concept of keyframes, but what's like, so like a keyframe editing, like making it, what exactly does that like entail? Because I get like the idea of, because I've done things where it's like, this comes from here and it starts at here, and then it goes across the screen while I'm talking about it, and then another one like swings in and like flips. Like I actually have some old stuff on my computer here. Or it's actually on my old hard drive that never made it to the light of day from my old Let's Play channel, Lettuce Cat Entertainment. There is this is new. I thought there was new Doom in here. Where's the new Doom stuff that we did? Oh, did I not? I thought that was in here. There it is. We recorded 7 episodes of Doom, is it 2016, that never even got uploaded to Lettuce Cat Entertainment. That I could upload. I could just upload them in secrecy. I still have full access to that channel. So like they could just go up. But like I say some things in there that definitely have not aged well. Not like at the time it should have been like I seemed like it was fine, but in retrospect I now realize who I'm like, wait, I'm pretty sure in episode 2 I defend somebody who now would never defend that human being with what they've been saying. It's an online figure. Holy shit, I just realized, like, actually maybe I should never upload those. The controversy that they were in at the time was much smaller scale. It wasn't even a controversy. Keyframes and result, voiceover. Wait, voiceover. Voiceover what? What is happening? Did I say, what did I talk? What? Who? Oh, voice over, like overdub it. Yeah, let's go back in and like, yeah, voice over the old jokes. Yeah, okay, there you go. Or just like, see, like me, I wouldn't even, I would make sure that it's very obvious that they're being voiced over, because I also don't talk to my old roommate that much anymore. When I say that much anymore, I don't talk to him at all. I kind of cut him out last year because I feel like I stand by my decision to do that last year, because in that moment I think it was what I needed, but like I felt very hurt by him because he hung out with a lot of people that made me, that like I felt like, you know, didn't really give me the, like, weren't very nice to me in a lot of ways. He still hung out with them, and also this was back when I had a less healthy relationship being around people who were alcoholics as well. So like it was, you know, because like my relationship with alcohol has been very up and down throughout the years. And a year ago, it wasn't. I was just like, I don't want to be around people who are even gonna touch, like, because like, I don't know. I don't like being around people these days. I should say I don't like it. It's difficult to be around people these days that still drink and party with alcohol like we're in college. And that was this group of friends. That's kind of how it felt. And where I was at in my journey, I didn't feel comfortable being around them, you know? Woof, yeah. Big woof. It's like these people are like getting married and stuff. And like and then the other thing that, okay, I'm gonna go off on this a little bit because I don't think I ever talked about this last year. And I think it was a little ridiculous. I was supposed to be in the wedding party for his wedding, and I didn't go because everybody in the wedding party just had, like, every time I'd hung out with them, they'd always get really, really drunk, and then, like, like I'd get aggravated with them because I'm also drunk, and I wasn't drinking at this point last year, so I just didn't want to be around any of that. I knew what it was going to upset, like, you know, how it was going to upset me. I was like, I'm gonna have anxiety. I can't show up to the wedding. I'm sorry. And then I ended up cutting off ties with him shortly after that. But leading up to it, I was supposed to be in the wedding party, and I got invited to the bachelor party, and when I got invited, I was also told you need to pay, like, I think it was over $100 for by the way, everybody who's coming has to pay $140 for the Airbnb, because that's what I decided as the best man we needed to do for the bachelor party, without talking to anybody else and getting an agreement that you were gonna pay money. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going. I was just like, I'm not going. And then, like, everybody in the chat was like, can't wait to get blackout and blah blah blah, oh, we're gonna party. And I was like, yeah, this definitely sounds terrible. I was like, have fun. I'm not giving you money, like, you never asked. Like, that's not how this works. Like, shit. Something Judge is kind of having happen. A really good friend just isn't growing up alongside him anymore, you know? Yeah, I feel like I've had that with a couple, and I think it comes and goes. I think I have been that friend for some people at certain points in their life where I was the one who needed some catching up to do, you know? I had catching up to do. I was still drinking. I was still partying too much and kind of going into it. Even up until recently, I kind of party a little. I'd have my I'd have my nights, I'd have my evenings, and I'd kind of taken a step back from all of that, because I realize it's not a sustainable lifestyle to do that, like, all the time. And at my age, it's starting to not be, like, sustainable to do it at that level at all. Like, I can, like, I you know, I think I've talked about it on stream this year that, you know, I've been drinking very, very minimally this year. I hadn't been drinking for like 3 years, and then I was like, you know what? My friend and I, like, we had a discussion, and she was like, hey, I think you can handle it. We'll do it together. And if anything bad happens, you know, I'll be right there, and I'll make sure that, you know, we're cool. I'm like, yeah, actually, that sounds great. Let's do this. And I've had a very good so far in the 6 months this year. I've had even going through a divorce and everything, I've had a very compared to what I used to have, a very healthy relationship with alcohol. And in the moments where I felt like, oh, if I had more, I would want more, or even in the moments where I might think I kind of want more, but then I'm like, wait, I'm thinking I want more. That's a sign I shouldn't do it. And so being able to actually get to that point, when I knew I had, like, as I know I've had a problem in the past, and anybody who knows me or has met me IRL has probably seen me in a state that was less than savory. What's to say? So yeah, I'd like to put that behind me. I know it can be a slippery slope if I've had a problem to start again, and that's why it's like I have people in my life where I'm like, hey, if I'm drinking, like, tell me not to do it. If I do it too much, hey, you do that too. I can't rely on them. It's not necessarily their responsibility, but I know that these people are there for me if I need, like, if it ever gets too bad, because I know myself, and I know that that's the other thing, is having that, like, hey, I can be that way. And the thing for me is I can be that way with pretty much anything. If it can, this is probably not a great sentence for anybody to say, but it's like, if it can be abused, I'll probably abuse it. It's bad. And let's please like put a stipulation on that I'm talking about substances. Ooh-wee. It's like, you know, I've had my fair share of bouts with addiction here before. Cigarettes, alcohol. I know I technically have a marijuana addiction, even though it's like one of those things where I'm like, I don't want to admit that I have, but it's like, you have a marijuana addiction. And it's like, but I recognize that I have a marijuana addiction, and that I was relying on it in moments where I would have big anxiety or panic attacks, and that actually made it worse, because then if I didn't have it during those times or even leading up to it, then it would just exacerbate the feelings of panic and anxiety that I was having, which is why I cut back on dabs. And it's actually why, and I've actually been trying to take more edibles, like just like little 20 milligram like things here and there, because that keeps me calm without really getting me into that panic. But I think there's something about smoking, and specifically when I was doing the dabs, it's such a high level of concentrated THC that you're taking in, that really fucks with you and gets you like, whoa, I'm like baked now. So I've cut back significantly just this past month. I used to be like, I'm smoking flower here, I'm gonna go hit the bong, and then I'm gonna go take a dab, and then I'm gonna go hit the bong again, and I'm gonna take a hit of my pen. And now I'm like, all right, I'm probably gonna be packing several bowls, but like, you know, especially if I'm gaming or like watching a movie or something, I'll pack a bowl and it will sit there for like 15-20 minutes before I'm like, oh, that's right, I was about to do that, I fucking forgot. But yeah, smoking is more my style these days. And going to bed early and waking up early. I did go to bed, like I said, I was up a little later last night. I don't think I like took a nap or anything. I think I was just up late. I just had like energy. What did I do before I came? I was like, what did I do last night? I feel like I went out and did something last night. Why can't my brain tell me what I was doing last night? It wasn't. I don't think I really did go out and do anything. Did I get anything? Did I do anything? Did I shop? I went out today. I don't remember going out yesterday. Did I? I went on a walk today too. That was actually really nice. I was very, very happy that today it was early in the day. It was nice enough, like cool enough for me to actually go on a walk and not feel like I was gonna fucking melt. I still sweat a lot because it was still like 75 degrees, but at least it wasn't 85 degrees. Because it's been like, it's like, hey, it's 9:30, let me go on a walk. It's 85 degrees. And I'm like, why the fuck is it 85 degrees at 9:30 in the morning? I mean, I guess that's kind of what happens in the summer, but tomorrow is going to be, okay, at 8 o'clock tomorrow it will be 73. So I'm going to try to get out these days, this week early, because it is still going to be pretty hot going up even until next week, my lord. You know, I've been having, oh my god, here we go. All the games that are on my wish list that are on the Steam sale. Okay, actually, I'm going, even though I cannot, I absolutely cannot buy any games on the Steam sale. I bought games on the last Steam sale that I should have bought. And actually, I think Inscription was one of, I think now that I remember, I think I bought Inscription when I bought Dave the Diver and one other game. I think that was back in December, actually. I think it was at the last like big Steam sale. But let's see what on my wish list is on sale. All right, we got, all right. Wow, that's $4. That's like a really cheap game. Full Metal Furies. I think that's more of like a, why do I have that? Is that a, that looks interesting. I don't know if I've ever action co-op indie. Oh, a beat 'em up. Okay. Co-op. I like co-op. Into the Breach. That I've watched my cousin play on her YouTube channel, and that's a really cool 524. Child of Light. Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition for $374. Ooh, that's a big Pyre is on sale for $4. That's the only game I don't have by is it Supergiant? Is that the one that does Pyre? Yeah. That's the only game I don't own by them. $4. It's still like I actually shouldn't spend even $4 on a game. Like, I shouldn't say shouldn't. I could spend the money, but I'm like one of those people who I'm like, I have so much backlog. I shouldn't even spend the $4. I mean, a lot of the games on my list are on sale. Oh my god, there's so many. Supermarket Simulator's on sale. Animal Well still on the same. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh my gosh, you can't do this to me. Oh my god. So many good games are on sale right now. Oh wow, they just God dang it, Steam! You can't do this to me. I can't buy games. Somebody in I forgot to turn down I hope it hasn't the music hasn't been too loud. I turned it up when I went on break and I forgot to turn it down. So I hope it hasn't been overbearing to my voice. It looks like it maybe is about the same as my voice. So that's it. Whatever. Someone in chat, please tell me I cannot buy games. Because I just saw Balatro. Even though Balatro, it's a 10% sale, but I'm like, oh, it's under $15 now. And then I looked down, and then I was like, the game I just put on my wish list last night just went on sale today, and now it's $14 as opposed to 20. And I'm like, it looks really cool. I was watching my this guy I was watching Tebrin. Is a friend from the recreation station community, Goop Troop as well. I feel like I could say as well. And he was playing this game called Haste, and it looked really cool. It was like I mean, the name of the game kind of lets it all. It's about running fast, and so I'm like, oh, cool, right up my fucking alley, precision, fast, speed stuff. I'm like, that's like fucking sign me up. So I put it on my wish list, and now it's immediately on sale. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then yesterday, that was the other thing I did yesterday, because I was just in such a creative mood yesterday. I just did a little boot up of Ableton, and I made a little beat using a technique my buddy showed me on Monday, and it sounded really fucking cool, just messing around with it for 15 minutes. I was like, sick, this is cool. I have a show in 2 weeks. That's kind of pumped, that's got me pumped up right now, because I have to start developing another set for that. Yeah, there's just there's a lot going on, actually, now that I think about it. No wonder I'm able to just sit here and kind of yap and talk about things. It's so many different projects and kind of things I'm going in and out. I know I might record some piano parts for a friend if they feel like they might add to a song that they've got going on. What's going on, man? I'm feeling saucy. I like it when I feel saucy. Feeling saucy is better than feeling like shit. I went grocery shopping I did a little bit of grocery shopping today. Man. And I'm trying to think. Tomorrow's Friday. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that we are getting so close to the end of the month. Next Tuesday is the 1st of July. Can't believe we got some big July plans going on out there in the world. It's good to not lose lives. It wastes so much time. Yeah, I mean, I stand by that. I mean, Super Mario 64, that's absolutely speedrunning right there. So we know that is absolutely the truth. If you lose lives, it wastes time. Now, IRL, you're just going to be dead. I mean, it might waste time. If you die IRL, it might waste someone else's time because they're going to have to deal with your death. That sounded terrible. That makes it sound like everyone who's ever died in my life, I felt like that I was burdened by their death. Thanks for letting me deal with that. Why'd you fucking die, man? Now I have to deal with this shit? Now I have to deal with you being dead? Thanks, brother. What if I was like that? What if I was actually some huge asshole over here? I mean, aren't you? Wait, I'm not like that. Well, what if I was some huge asshole and it's aren't you? Aren't I a huge asshole? I have a huge asshole, but I'm not one. Wait. My asshole isn't huge. That would mean things. Well, honestly, based off of the poops, I'm not gonna lie. It probably is. It's probably based off of the poops. And man, I can't believe the things that I say on stream. The things that I say publicly. Aren't you burdened by deaths? Aren't we all? Yes, burdened by. Are you burdened by death? Someday we'll all be burdened by death. Not today. Today, something out there said, you know what? He gets to live. And now all of you have to hear me talk about why my butthole is so big because I poop. That's what happens. Something out there told me that I got to live just so that I can tell you all about the spreading of my rectum due to my feces. And then I am putting it in such a way that nobody's ever going to, like, people are now leaving stream. Anybody who was lurking is now gone. They have decided that they have better things to do with their lives, and they're wondering why they even decided to follow me and or watch me in the first place. Whoa, oh my gosh, I just got like a bunch of chill. Why is my body getting so many chills? This feels so weird. Maybe. All right, wait. I have confirmation. Somebody is in chat and laughing. They have. maybe it's not too late. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we'll be able to do something here. Alrighty. Let me see here. Oh yeah, Scarborn has not been in the chat in a while, so I didn't. But I thank you for the follow earlier. I just saw that when I went over here. I'm the worst. I don't know how specific I should make a request. He has done D&D before, so I could give the cliff notes and let him riff into sounding good. I mean, yeah, just give him like just a very basic direction, but not actual words. Or maybe they need actual words. I don't know, man. Maybe. It's up to you. It's up to you. I would make a very specific request, but I would probably also make it very weird. I would want them to say something not necessarily dirty, but like so strange and like that they would question, why am I making them say this? Like, or I just like write the word pickle like 50 times. Just like, I want you to say the word pickle 50 times sensuously. Pickle. Pickle, 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 oh, pickle. I didn't like the. Why did I moan at the beginning of that last one? I was like, oh, pickle, oh, pickle. What about Wait, hold on. What about a I don't know. I got nothing. I know what I want. I just need to write it into words that sound good. It's The Grudge. I'm just sitting here. I can't control my vocal cords anymore after that. You're all gonna get which one's The Grudge? Is that the Japanese one where she like lives in the closet or something? This is the content I me just me sitting there like That was my impression of a motorcycle. Or that's like more like a truck. Is that what they sound like when they like you're sitting next to a truck at a like POV or but it's like POH, point of hearing. You're sitting in your car next to a truck at a red light. There you go, folks. That's what I do for fun. That's like, it's like I think a portion of me, like the portion of the shit that I do on stream is actually things I would just do by myself, or I do by myself, and then when I get on stream, I'm just doing it in front of you all. Why? Wow, I just said you all instead of y'all. I just said the full words. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm a goofball. I fuck with Zora a lot too when she lets me. Oh, I shouldn't say when she lets me. When she. Oh boy, I'm getting so tired all of a sudden. 8:30. Fuck me. I should not be getting tired at 8:30. I guess, like, who's to say? Thank you guys for letting me know what kind of games you were playing. We had all sorts of answers. We had Date Everything, Blueprints. We had also Baldur's Gate 3. I thought I saw somebody might have said something else in here, but I cannot remember. Yeah, I haven't been... I think everybody knows the games I was talking about last time. I haven't picked up Uncharted 2 again yet. And I think I was doing mostly music stuff yesterday. It feels like when I was messing around with creative stuff. I didn't make the Facebook page for Kai Will, which felt so like something I might have, I feel like I could have done a while ago. Because I always want to have like going live notifications for people, like maybe my friends that are on Facebook that would like to see it, but I don't always want to throw them on my actual like Facebook profile and overload it. So I wanted to have a page where if people wanted to have that information, they could follow the page and get the updates. And so I finally made a Facebook page. And yeah, but so far I used it to promote my VODs channel, which again, if anybody's in the chat who hasn't found out where my VODs channel is at yet, it's right there! ! VODs, a new command I made so that you can go and find my VODs channel over on YouTube and subscribe to it, because I only have 2 subscribers, and I would love you so much if you would just do that if you did the little thing by subscribing to that channel for you, so that you know if you miss a stream, you have access to it. It's not for me, it's for you. It's for us. It's for our relationship. If you subscribe to my Kai Will VODs YouTube channel, it actually strengthens our relationship. It helps us grow together as human beings. So just gotta throw that. Ooh, Bully. Nice. That's a game I haven't I haven't played that game since it came out. That was one of those games where I didn't buy it. Sorry. I rented it the weekend it came out, and it's for us. Yes, comrade. It's for the collective. It's for the collective good of society, brother. Yeah, I rented Bully the weekend it came out because I was really excited when it came out. I think I remember reading about it in like all the gaming magazines coming up to, like, it was like Rockstar, because that's a Rockstar, but it's not like it's one of like the different, like, it's not the main Rockstars that make like the GTAs. It was kind of like another Rockstar studio that made offshoot GTAs or something. I can never remember. But I can't remember if it's actually a full, like, one of their main titles or not. Because like there's like Rockstar North, and then Rockstar something else, and then Rockstar. I think I can't remember. But I know I liked the game, but I beat it in the weekend. I think I beat it in 2 like nearly 8-hour long play sessions. It might have been longer, honestly. Vancouver, okay. Nice little Rockstar gem. They were really cooking with it. Yeah, I liked it. I beat it in a weekend, and I like, as a kid who wasn't, I think actually, no, I owned the PS2, but buying games was still like, they're like, what, $60? So it's like, I'm not going to be able to buy every new game that comes out. So if I could rent a game, and in the weekend I rented it, also beat the game, that was always awesome, because it meant it was only, I didn't have to re-rent the same game the next weekend I was over at my dad's house, because, I only got to rent, after the divorce, I only got to rent, what's the word I'm looking for? The games. Only got to go and play games every other weekend when I would go see my dad. And so it was very, you had to pick, because it was like that weekend, and I shared the PS2 with my brother. So if he picked out a game and I didn't, it was tough. I will say though, having handhelds helped a lot, because if he wanted to have a game more that was on the PS2 and I wanted to play on the Game Boy Advance, I could just rent a Game Boy Advance game. Gotta drive home now. Thanks for keeping me company my whole shift, guy. Well, you're welcome, old dad. No problem. I'm glad I could do that for you. You know, you keep me company normally while I'm laying back in bed at the end of my, like, that's where I kick a lot of the Mall Dad streams, is back there. I'll pull you up and I'll lay in bed while I stayed up the entire Mall Dad stream last night. I didn't even fall asleep. I think I fell asleep after you shut it down. That was good stuff. And thanks again for spinning the whole album. But yeah, I now that I'm gonna be doing streams more regularly and trying to stick to a schedule and just see how this goes, I don't know. Like I honestly, like, tonight, my initial thought was not, I'm probably gonna do a 3-hour just chatting stream. I really thought I was gonna play Inscryption tonight going into stream. So I was like, you know what? I should probably play the game and get it in, but you know. I think what we'll do is we'll have it. It's like, hey, I started playing Inscryption, and whenever we want to go back to it, we will. I'm not going to make it like a goal to, like, hey, we have to beat that game like the next time we stream or anything. But if I'm feeling like Inscryption is the feel that I want to feel when I play my next feel, then we'll fucking play some Inscryption. Because I was really digging the vibes. I just think I might, because we did so much yapping this time, as long as whatever happens in the next 5 days, because the next time I'll be streaming is, hey, I can actually say a thing. The next time I'll be streaming is Tuesday at 6 p.m. So we'll have some time apart where I'll be doing some other things. And then hopefully, so actually, it's kind of funny. In 2 weeks, I believe, is when I have my next show, right? So, in 2 weeks, there won't be a Thursday stream. So what'll probably happen is that in 2 weeks, there'll be another Wednesday music stream where I'll stream like a set that it'll probably be slightly similar to the last set that I played on stream, but I'm going to try to add in a couple more songs and maybe do some stuff where I can, like, live loop whatever that I'm doing. I'm not really sure. I'm going to try to figure that out. I only have 2 weeks though. But like I say only, that's actually plenty of time to figure anything out. You can figure out anything in 2 weeks. That's not true. I remember that just reminded me of something my dad said to me when I got out of college. It was a ridiculous thing for him to say. He was basically saying, it's been 1 month and you can't find a job and move out of my house. After he told me to this was back when none of us were, none of us, I say none of us, it was me, my brother, and my dad living in the house. None of us had a good handle on our emotions, our substance issues, or our mental health, like anything that was going on. Me and my dad are in a much better place now. My brother's still a little, maybe needs a little bit of work in that department. I'm not saying that I'm like, I know everything and I'm so smart and I can't fucking fail and I'm not I'm not human. No, I'm human. I'm gonna make mistakes. I still fuck up. I think the big thing, that I have to, like, with the don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes, is just like everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Nobody's perfect. I sing this. I do this bit a lot. It's a Hannah Montana song, guys. If you're not familiar with "Nobody's Perfect" by Hannah Montana, you guys should look it up. It's a great fucking tune from Miley Cyrus as Hannah Montana back in the early 2000s. Was that really when that came out? Oh my god, mid 2000s. Like it was like 2005 or 6 when that show first aired. I'm like, I have to do my research. I don't think this is the first time I've ever that I've looked up 2006. It's like, is it sad that it's not the first time I've looked up Hannah Montana's air date on stream? Maybe. Wild. But yeah, in reality, the thing I did want to say is that everybody does make mistakes, or however you want to view it. I also think reframing certain language that can be viewed negatively, like mistakes. Like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fucks up. That's viewing it very negatively. It's like everybody makes choices that they look back on and think, I could have done it a different way. That's a better way of putting it, because it's taking away like a word that has this negative connotation to you. It's like, yeah, could you say that in an easier way of saying it was a mistake? But then you kind of feel bad because you beat yourself up for mistakes. You're not going to beat yourself up if you're just like, hey, I just found out another way to do a thing. Had to sing it in junior high choir, so that dates me. Oh, there you go. I think I still have the wig somewhere. Oh my gosh. Junior high choir. I mean, yeah, I was in high school by the time Hannah Montana aired, or like was airing. I wasn't far along in high school. I had just entered high school, but probably, right? I think I had just entered or was about to be entering my first year of high school that year. Like probably. I'm taking guesses because I can't actually remember. I remember when I graduated, but I can't remember like when I went into like 9th and 10th grade. And also, fun fact, in my school district, because we had so many fucking kids in every class, there was like, I think there was 3,000 kids in my high school, and that was 3 grades worth of kids. Because there was so many kids, they split it up where there was a junior high that had 8th and 9th grade, and then the high school had 10, 11, and 12. Most people, when they go to high school, it's 9, 10, 11, and 12. But my high school, the classes sizes, my graduating class, I think had, my friend always says it was over 900. I think it was close to 900. I think it was 850 something. But I also think it could have been, I could have been misremembering the numbers as well. If I had my high school transcripts or whatever, I have my diploma, but that doesn't have how many kids you graduate with. Here's your high school diploma that tells you the statistics of your class. No, that's not how it works. You know, I had to sing, we had to sing Glee shit in my choir in high school, because that was the popular, I mean, it was basically a show about, high school choir in a way. It was like singing people. So they were like, hey, we're going to sing. And of course, the teacher picks the most overplayed or most popular song that they ever did on the show, fucking Don't Stop Believing. And I'm like, really? Really, bro? You're going to pick Don't Stop Believing? Which, like, don't get me wrong. Don't Stop Believing is a banger of a tune the first, 2 times you hear it. But then the 8,000th time you've heard Don't Stop Believing being played at the bar at, 1:30 in the morning, and everybody is too drunk to actually be singing it on key, and you grow up in the Metro Detroit area, and so they always mute the song when they say born and raised in South Detroit. Everybody sings it, even though everybody who's born and raised around Detroit knows that South Detroit is not really a thing, and we're kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? But we all sing it anyway, and then you've heard it 1,000 times, so that you're just kind of like, you only want to, that's a song where if I want to listen to it, if I'm going to listen to it, it has to be because I want to, and I haven't heard it in a while. But Don't Stop Believing is not a song I normally seek out. If I'm going to listen to Journey, I'm going to listen to something else. Probably, what's the Journey song I like more? I can't think of the name of the song right now. Fuck! There's another Journey song that I really like a lot. I like it a lot more than, Don't Stop Believing. But my brain, not fucking poop. So I think what I was gonna say was I'm gonna try to make my next stream jumping right into some gameplay, I can yap about whatever we're gonna yap about during stream. This ended up being, I cannot believe I'm gonna end up doing a fucking 3-hour just chatting stream. I actually can believe it because I've done this multiple times in the past. It just always seems so strange to me when it happens, because I'm like, wait, I could actually talk for 3 hours. I mean, yes, I can. I think anybody who knows me knows how I could talk for 8 hours. like let's go. If this stream had started at noon, we would have been golden, guys. Straight up. Man, there's a lot of games on sale. I have to turn you off. I have to get you out of here. We have to turn that off. I cannot look at the Steam sale. I need to stop. I need to stop eyeing it. All right. I was gonna look at who is live, because we are gonna be rounding down stream right now, or not right now, but shortly, I should say. And I normally like to, if there's anybody that if I'm gonna pop on off. Actually, I think tonight I might. Oh, actually, hold on. Never mind. I didn't scroll down far enough. We could go. Got Jaren or Pyro. We got Pokemon Scarlet, Shiny only, or a new. I'll raid into a new Five Nights at Freddy's game. Why not? That sounds like a unique experience for me to do. So we can do that. We'll go raid Pyro G when we're done here. Hopefully they'll still be streaming when I'm done here. We jump into that. They've only been live for half an hour. That's what we got plenty of time. We got so much time. We got all the time in the world. We don't have all the time in the world. I'm dying. That's not actually what's happening. Man, I love this music. It's so fucking good. Turn it up a little bit for me. That's usually another question I ask, is what music have people been listening to. For me, my music has been all over the place, I feel like, recently. I've been listening to, I mean, as per usual, it tends to lean in electronic stuff, but I've been getting recommendations for more bands and artists I haven't listened to in a while. I got the hate ending for Brendan Lee Mulligan's character in Date Everything As I Planned. The hate ending? Oh, geez. That's right. You can get hate. Was it love and or friends or something like that? I know there's 3 different things. I actually want to remember, like, what was, like, my... I was listening to my Discover playlist the other day on Spotify, and I remember the first time through it, I was like, man, I'm not that super impressed. And then today I was listening through it, and I was like, what was I talking about? This has some good stuff on it. And there was one that I really liked, but I cannot remember what it is now. I didn't look at the name of the song. And it was this one, maybe? I think it might have been that one. I'm just gonna have to listen to the whole playlist again. I have a couple more days to listen to it, so. And I was listening to Spangle again this morning. I have not listened to Spangle in a while, and I am so glad that I put them on when I was in the shower. And I'm like, damn, I forget how much I fucking love Spangle. It's such a unique sound and a very bizarre like live show. If you're ever in for even if you're just like stoned, if you ever want to see something, listen to some very fucking crazy music while you're high, and watch some weird ass live performance stuff. Look up some Spangle videos. Specifically, any performance they have of Divine Moments of Truth. Those are fantastic. I was listening to their first album today, and I was like, and I listened to the first album from the artist Spoonbill. It came out a while ago, I guess, like 2005. That's a while ago now. But I had never listened to them before, and my buddy Julian on Monday showed me a song by them that was like fucking wild. And so I think someday I'd like to try to curate some like Spotify playlists of stuff that like maybe put some just like, hey, here's some like random songs people, you know, like every month I'll just put together, here's like 20 random songs I think people like, you know, people should listen to. And if you like my taste in music, maybe you'll end up liking those songs. I have a very interesting, I think everybody has a very unique taste in music because everyone's a different person, has different, some people's taste in music is very one genre or very good, but then the thing is that because of that, they'll find the gems, the very deep hidden gems within those genres. You know, and that's why I like to have, I have a broad musical taste, but I like to find people who have more drilled in, locked in ideas of what they like, because then they're going to find stuff that I would never find because I'm looking at such a bigger pool of genres a lot of the time. I want him to swear at me. It's the dream. Ah, I got you. Yes, you did. You have said that. Hate, love, and friends. Okay. Hey, I think that's what I said. Was that right? Oh my god. What the fuck was I talking about before? Like, I like murdery songs that have murder, kill, death. I have been a lot of the songs I listen to are lyricless. They don't like Choke by I don't know how. IDK How is actually what it says. I read it out as I don't know. I have not heard of that song. I don't know. But now it says it's a murdery song. Is it like talking? I have listened to death metal and stuff that like talks very in depth about that. I Can't Decide by Scissor Sisters. I've heard Scissor Sisters before. I don't know if I know that song in particular. Hold on, I know. It's like I've listened to some really fucked up music before. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say some of the titles on Twitch now. Love Me Dead by Ludo. Now that song, I feel like that sounds familiar. The artist for sure I've heard of. Misspell, it's all good. I got you. We got you. Here in the Creamery, it doesn't matter if you misspell something or not. We still love and appreciate every single creamer in the cream. Am I gonna start calling you guys creamers? Is that what this is? Is that what I just like? What's going on, creamers? Creamites. I feel like it's me. I'm a creamer. Creamer. My roommate, I think, was so last week. Okay, this is I don't know if I told this on stream or not last like on Tuesday. Because it had been a week since we had streamed on Tuesday, and so like I was trying to catch up with like as much as I could, but then I was also trying to like talk about like stuff with chat, and then I played a game, and so I feel like I covered like maybe a quarter of the things that had happened while I had been gone. But what I might have mentioned was that last week my roommate had someone over for a few nights, and one of the nights she couldn't sleep. And so I wake up and she's doing the dishes. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? And she's like, I couldn't sleep, so just, talked about doing the dishes earlier, and I didn't do them, so I figured I'd just do them. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I sat there and I'm like chatting with her, and cream all over the place. Yeah, that's the way we do it here in the Creamery. All over the walls. All over the ceiling, dripping down like, what's the one that drips? Stalactites? Stalactites? I think stalactites. And she washes all of the dishes, and then like I'm kind of like watching her wash the dishes, just like in awe. Kind of helped clean up the kitchen a little bit, like around that. But she did like all of the dishes, put them in the drying rack, and then she cleaned like the bathroom, like vanity off and everything. She didn't do the toilet. I'm like, please don't do the toilet. But like I'm like, what is like? Because she couldn't sleep, and I'm like, this is the best house guest ever. When are you coming back? I'm just. Kiss Me Kill by B from Jerry Terry. Interesting. Kiss Me, Kill Me from Jerry Terry. I don't know any of these. So I think the only I knew Ludo. I don't know if I know that song. So these are all songs about murder. I like they make this many songs about murder. I mean, I'm saying that like that's a surprising thing. Like I said I listened to death metal songs that were very grotesque about murder. You know where they talk about a lot of murder? Fucking fucking like rap music, hip hop music. I feel like we'll go into that. Probably more rap, like gangster rap is where that comes from. Fucking Eminem talks about killing people. He actually has a song called "I'll Kill You." I'm pretty sure, right? like I'll kill you or some shit like that. And I'm like, oh geez. Please don't. Please do not murder me, sir. I love, okay. I think this is pretty funny. On my notes app on my phone, I have a note that just says lyrical bits, as if I was going to write a lot of lyrics and stuff in here. But there's only one thing written in my notes app, and it says masculine, feminine, Eminem. I don't think you can see that, but I'm like, what the fuck was I trying to write with masculine, feminine, Eminem? What? I like songs I can sing along with, or I can pretend I can sing along with, yeah. I like songs that tickle my brain, tickle the neurons in my brain and make me go like, what the fuck was that? And then I laugh because I'm like, there's no way that the song just did what it just did. That sounded awesome. I also like songs I can sing along with, though I realized there was a song that I was listening to the other day, and as I was listening to it, I was like, damn, I know Panic Attack by Dream Theater. I was listening to that the other day because I was like, yes, Panic Attack, I know this, like, this is what I've been feeling, and as I'm singing along to it, I'm like, wait, I know, like, every word to this song. What the fuck? I normally don't know lyrics very well, and I was also like resonating with them a little bit too much because I'd been having panic attacks. 1 Week by the yes. Okay, I know those songs. 1 Week, yes, those are good. I could not sing either one of them because they're very fast and I don't know all the lyrics for either of those songs, but I feel like those would be fun. I used to know the 1 Week parody by Weird Al, Jerry Springer. It's been 1 week since we got to see fighting lovers and cousins that marry. 2 weeks since they had the show with the hermaphrodite. Like what the fuck? It was there's a lot in that song. Oh, can't you see it last week? Well, there's this one freak who sucker punched his whole family. There's a brawl, total free for all. Like I used to know Weird Al lyrics out the wazoo. I don't remember as much anymore. Clearly, I just fucking. Shout out to Disco in the Panic Room by Bug Hunter. That I think there's only been one other time I've heard of that. I think it was that artist. I've only heard that name one other time, and it was I think it was Goop Stream. I could be completely mistaken, but that's their most popular song on Spotify is Disco in the Panic Room. I like how Disco has the exclamation point after it. Panic at the Disco. Like Panic has because Panic in the Disco, it doesn't Panic have the Panic exclamation point at the disco. That's funny. So it's Disco at the Panic Room. That's pretty funny. They have a more recent single called Call Out Boy from last month. I feel like I have no idea what song it was that I would have heard or what I would have known, would have been told before. I don't know. Shout out to Two Bed, Two Bath, and a Ghost, also by Bug Hunter. All right, maybe I'll listen to some of these songs that you've been. I have no idea how I'm gonna remember all of them. I don't have chat logs like some people I know. But we're also going to be wrapping things up here because we're rounding out on 3 hours of stream. I'm not necessarily only going to do 3-hour streams like every time we go live. I just think that 3 hours seems to be a pretty good amount of like for me to go like, oh, I'm starting to feel it, because like I am starting to feel tired. Like, could I stream for probably another like half an hour to an hour of chatting or doing whatever? I absolutely could, but then I would be probably at the absolute end of my energy. Like, I'd be completely drained, and I wouldn't even have time to like, you know, like fucking do anything after stream. And I want to do things. But what I really want to do, like right now, is actually just say thank you to everybody who was here today. This was a really fun just chatting stream to come into and just have some conversations with you guys, talk about whatever. I think we went through like so many different things. There was some riffing, there was some joking. So just thanks everybody being here. Panicked. We had Glitch, we had Maldad, we've had Jamie was here tonight. We had Zuzu coming in here. We had a new follower. We had Seth. We've had so many people. But actually, now that I remember too, I have to be over at my dad's house before noon tomorrow is my thing. So I do want to get into bed a little early tonight so I can hopefully get over there, leave my house maybe around the 9 a.m. hour. I like to leave after everyone's already got to work on Friday. But with all of that being said, I think we're going to go and give a raid over to a friend of the channel, Pyro Jing, which is playing some Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic, which I believe is a newer release in the series. And we will go give a shout out. We'll go give a raid over to them. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching, for hanging out here today, being a part of the Creamery. And yeah, I'm excited to be back and actually know and to be able to tell you when I'll be back, because I was like, I don't know when the fuck I'll be back. I'm gonna be back on Tuesday. We're gonna take a weekend. We're gonna take the weekend for ourselves. I'll be back next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Same time, same place. But let's get this raid going here over to Pyro. And then I will do a raid. You can copy these. Excuse me. Raid commands if you'd like, but you absolutely don't have to. I'm gonna take my little Kaiba raid here. It should look like this if it actually has the emotes available. Say we'll see you on Tuesday. I don't know if we'll jump right into Inscription on Tuesday or if I'll play Stardew or something. But I do think that I want my goal to be playing a game on Tuesday, because I yapped for so long today, and honestly, I'm realizing why I like playing games. I think I take it a little easier on my vocal cords when I play games. I've been like projecting and like being like on like and my throat fucking hurts. So thank you everybody who was listening to me today, who's being here. Appreciate you being a part of the community, and I'll see you around in the next stream. Until then, goodbye.